All right. Fire them up. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Genre Review Life Podcast, your go-to podcast for all things movies, TV, entertainment, and a podcast where all the hosts are asking, where the hell is the Spider-Man brand new day trailer?
Where is it?
I feel like J. Jonah Jameson. I want pictures of Spider-Man. Where is this trailer? It is now almost going to be February 5th. Guys, boys, trailer, where's it at? Like, where? Like,
I don't know.
Where you at?
Where
I don't see it. No, I don't see it nowhere.
When
is it under?
What's that? No. Is that Pulp Fiction? The Travolta, like the what? Moses, man, you're in LA, man. Go to Sony Lot for us tonight. Break into the theater. Break into the Sony Lot. Get that trailer. Let's get 1 million views tonight, and let's leak that bitch.
Hey, I'm hoping. It's crazy because I've heard that they might release. I know they're saying. I think they're going to release it during the Super Bowl. I feel like they're going to release it during the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is literally in about like 3 days from now.
It's on because it's on the 8th, isn't it?
It's on the 8th.
It's on Sunday, right? It's on Sunday.
Yeah, bro. It's on Sunday.
Yeah, it's on Sunday. So I think they might release it then. And I know that Marvel, they're saying that they're not releasing anything.
Yeah, sure.
But they're gonna release something. They're gonna release something for also Doomsday as well.
They have to, bro.
They have to.
Yeah.
Hey, I need a full on Doomsday trailer.
Yeah.
Y'all done dropped the X-Men. Y'all done dropped the Wakanda, the Black Panther, Fantastic Four. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. So
give me some.
Fingers crossed. We get the Spider-Man trailer during the Super Bowl.
Come on, Sony. Help us.
They dropped the fucking Daredevil trailer already.
That was a great trailer.
Give us a fucking Spider-Man, bro.
Dude,
fucking Lithonia.
Listen, Gambino was my boy, my favorite artist of all time. That was a great needle drop. Needle drop. Listen, I'm a sucker for a good needle drop. Chef's kiss. Speaking of Marvel, of course, we are one of your hosts. We are both Wonder and we're both men. That's also one of my jokes in my notes. I was like, what should my opening line be? I was like, I was Wonder and men. Also, we have Spider-Man, but we'll keep it in Marvel, of course. But of course, I am one of your hosts. Doug Jones with me, as always, are my amazing co-hosts. First off, we have the incredible, amazing, soon-to-be birthday boy. It is the amazing Mr. Nick Johnson. What's going on, Nick?
What's up? Happy to be here. Feeling amazing. Feeling wonderful as always. Hell yeah.
Yes,
Wonder.
On brand, Wonder.
Nice.
The Bad Boys 2, with Will and Martin.
Yeah, I'm just curious about life. Sometimes I just wonder, man.
Right, please. That wins. Cue I Wonder by Kanye West.
That's my shit. That is legit like top 10 favorite songs for me.
It's so good. And last but not least, it's the amazing, it's the marvelous, it's the incredible Mr. Moses Lawi. What's going on, Moses?
What's going on? Glad to be here. Glad to be here today.
Oh man, we're back, baby. Have you been going to the Regal for the monthly rewatch the way I have with like their re-release series this past few weeks?
No, I haven't. I know that they are re-releasing. They re-release One Better After Another, and also Sinners. Again, they re-release it. I didn't get to check them out because I knew I had some other movies that I had to check out.
Yeah.
And everything, but I haven't done so. But there's a few re-releases. Also, one Martyr Supreme as well is also a re-release.
I saw that.
Right now. Yeah, on Regal. Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's cool that they're doing that. I can tell a little bit after that. But of course, more importantly, you all are here. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're returning, welcome back to the show. We are so glad to have you coming back for seconds or thirds or fourths. Here's a ramble about our love and passion for all things movies, TV, and entertainment. Of course, you can find this very own podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or YouTube Music. Of course, we have our full video element of our show on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Productions. Whether you're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, don't be shy. Don't be a stranger. We see you lurking. We see you watching. We see you listening. Don't be shy, guys. Leave a review, leave a comment, leave a rating, leave a review. Again, we want to hear from you guys. Your feedback truly means the world to us, and we mean that. Negative, neutral, positive. We want to hear from you guys. Your feedback really means a lot to us in the show and how we keep going forward. So again, don't be a stranger. Don't be shy. Your feedback means a lot to us. Again, I want to see more people review and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Whether it's a comment about what you're watching, what you like, what you didn't like. Listen, all press is good press, so we'll take it. So again, don't be shy. Leave us a review, rating, and comment on your favorite podcast platform, of course, and our YouTube channel. We do appreciate all your feedback and support. It means a lot to us and helps the show keep going. So thank you all again for tuning in every week and hear us all about our rambles and our passion for entertainment. Speaking of the Regal re-release, because what's cool is that the newest thing for all 2026 is that they're doing like every month a new theme of like re-releases. So last month it was like World in Shambles or Beginning. So last month they showed the first John Wick, the first Spider-Man, the first Matrix, which was really cool in theaters. And last month I'm gonna go see the Matrix for the first. I've seen Matrix before, but like seeing it for the first time on the big screen was really cool.
I was about to say, Doug, for the first time is crazy.
You and I had the conversation during COVID about you remember we're on a phone call, 3-hour phone call. We broke this down all because I watched. I seen the first one years ago, of course, but I watched 2 and 3 during COVID, and I remember I had a long 4-hour call about breaking down the Matrix and what it meant, whatever. And then when that trailer came out for Resurrections, we were like, oh fuck yeah, and that movie came out to be boo boo AF. There's parts that were good, I'll be honest, but that movie overall was But it's cool that they're showing all these. They're doing so this month's kind of obviously movies in love, cinema in love, whatever. And then last Sunday I went to go see. I love this movie so much. I haven't seen it in years, but they released Crazy Stupid Love on the big screen, and love that movie. I haven't seen the movie in years, and it was really cool. It's so good. It holds up very, very well 15 years later, which is crazy. But what was cool about these re-releases is that it's bringing people back to the theaters. It's obviously it's been a bit slow a little bit this past with the new month, the new year, and in February right now we're kind of easing into some movies. But what's cool is that which I appreciate Regal doing this, of course, is that they're really, and this is no ad, no sponsorship, not yet. But Regal, you have 2 proud Regal Limited members here. I'm just saying. I see you from my window as we speak right now. But what's really cool is that I like that they're bringing people back to the movies. Because during Crazy Stupid Love, the people behind me never saw the movie before, and it was the first time, and their first time was on the big screen, and I was like, I love that. And so it's really cool that people are seeing these movies for the first time now, if they are by a Regal or whatever theater it is by them. And I just love seeing people like go back to, whether it was The Matrix, whether it was Crazy Stupid Love, even I went to go see The Hunger Games again, the one that we saw, Nick, at the premiere a couple years ago on the big screen. I was bored, I had time to kill, and people were there too. So it's cool to see people really kind of going back to the movies during a re-release, or kind of like, and not talking about movies from like the olden days, from like the age of cinema, or whatever, but like relatively from the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, people are coming back to the movies to see movies that they probably can watch on home for free. I don't know. I love that. So this month they're having like obviously like
bro.
It's cool to see that. So this month they're having things like The Notebook, the movie with Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield, the Photograph.
The Photograph, yeah.
The Photograph, yeah.
That's so cool. Crazy Rich Asians. I mean, Titanic, Lost in Translation, Love and Basketball. It's like, it's cool that they're bringing back kind of like classics for our generation as well for us. Also, again, things like Casablanca, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Silver Linings Playbook. It's cool to see like they're bringing back Eyes Wide Shut. They're bringing back a lot of cool, they're bringing back modern movies, but also as well as like kind of more older movies. But I don't know, it's cool to see, it's really cool to see that that they're doing this, and I don't know what March is going to be, but I do know that it was January was like World in Shambles, or World and like Back to the Beginning and World in Shambles. So the show John Wick, Spider-Man, Batman Begins, the OG Superman 78, Ghostbusters.
Them's just my movies right there.
The OG Mission Impossible. I'm surprised they didn't show Raiders. They showed the first sorry, the second Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Surprisingly, Yeah, no. But what's cool too that they showed also first time directors. Obviously, showed Brick, which was Rian Johnson's first movie. Reservoir Dogs. What you got?
I have a theory about the Indiana Jones one because apparently Raiders, even though it was the first movie, it takes place after Temple of Doom. So like maybe that's why they did it like that, because it's supposed to be like the chronological order is like Temple of Doom, Raiders, Last Crusade, Crystal Skull, and then Dial of Destiny, I guess. So maybe that's what it was, but I don't know.
Speaking of Indiana Jones, I would just say that I just saw Indiana Jones himself, Harrison Ford, a couple.
Excuse me?
A couple days ago.
Wow,
can tell us about it?
Okay. How was that?
I can't exactly, say
fair enough.
Say much or whatever, but it was cool. It was cool. I just saw him for like a few seconds, had like a quick little interaction with him, and
awesome.
Literally it was cool. It was cool. He literally walked out of the door after having this quick conversation, very 20-second conversation. He puts on his sunglasses and then he just walks out.
Oh my gosh! No, that's fucking dope.
He's a cool dude. I heard he's a tough interview though. Like you see him in interviews.
I would never want to interview Harrison Ford.
No.
Because I just the interviews that I've seen, I cannot get a read off. It's like I can't tell if you're actually pissed or if you're just joking around.
I love when they ask him like, who shot first, him or Guido or whatever his name was. He goes, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like I don't care. Y'all have been asking me this since the fucking movie came out. I don't give a shit.
My favorite thing too is when was the one with David Blaine, the magician. He goes, get the fuck out of my house. He's smiling, but he's kind of scary too. He's like, yeah, get the fuck out of my house. I'm like, are you
he's
joking?
Smiling, but it's like the most deadpan, monotone tone of voice. I'd be mad confused. Obviously, he was freaked out. Who wouldn't be after seeing some shit like that, bro?
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. I feel like are you joking or for real?
Yeah, I'm like I'm kind of like the Key and Peele skit from the Hell's Kitchen. He goes, "This is Michael Jackson bad." He goes, "Thank you, chef."
Can't get a read off of him.
Yeah, can't read off of him.
He's like, it's bad. Like Michael Jackson bad. He's like, "Thank you, chef." He's like, this should be in the finest restaurant on the planet, just on any planet I live on. He's like, "Chef, I'm not sure if you like the food or not."
And the music too is like the kind of like
building up.
Yeah, like the good music, like the kind of like the very kind of dramatic. You're just like he looks around. It's one of the funniest, one of the earliest sketches from them too. But I don't know. It's cool that they're doing this. I love seeing people going back to the movies for re-releases, whatever. To aim for older and new stuff too. What's funny though, because I got some downtime. Last week I saw Hunger Games: Battle of Songbirds and Snakes because I have time to kill. I'll see whatever. I love that movie too that we saw at the premiere a couple years ago. I walked in, maybe 4 or 5 people. This one guy, bro, and then y'all heard me tell stories about my Regal and my experiences, whatever. One guy brought in an air fryer a couple years ago to a movie. One guy. Him and his buddy had a farting contest at one point in front of a movie. That was something.
That's disgusting.
I know.
That's disrespectful to cinema
crazy.
right there.
That's crazy.
And this is during my newly single era, so I was kind of like, what the fuck is my life right now? I was like, what's going on here? And so the other day, and again, listen, I've been to press screenings. We've been to press screenings. We've been to premieres. We've been to everything. Regular screenings. If you're in the movies, everyone, do not take your shoes off or socks off. This is a PSA. I've been to a press screening one time, and a critic that we know, him and his girlfriend, his partner were there, I think, and homegirl took her shoes and socks off, and I said, "Oh no!"
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember you told me about this.
And at the time, the girl I was seeing at the time, she goes, "Is there her shoes off and socks off?" And I was sitting there, I was like. And you're in a press section too. It's like people are.
This critics. Is not your fucking.
That is not cool, man.
You take your stinky ass feet and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
or at least just put your back on.
I was like, you're sitting in the press section. I was like, oh no. Oh, and I was like, no one's saying something. I gave a look. And I was like, oh, come on, you're better than this. But anyway, I went to this Hunger Games again. Old man in the middle, once again, had his shoes off, socks off, and he didn't snore. I'll give him that one. He didn't snore. But when the movie ended, he was on the recliner, passed the fuck out, sleeping.
Yo, that man's had a fucking day.
Yeah, and he had a little bag with him, and I looked down and I was like,
He had a bag.
And I was like, this man's living here now. I was like, all right. And I walked out because I was sending an email or something, and I walked out and I looked at the guy in the recliner. I was like, my man is not. He was out. Like, he was out. And I hate to be the guy that'd be like, oh, sir, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. But hey, I mean,
man, I'd have left that shit alone, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm walking past them. That's none of my business right there.
Bow to songbirds and naps because like, he wanted a nap apparently. He wanted to sleep. So he wanted to sleep. So I was like, all right, man. I was like, all right, so cool. I've now seen this. I've seen people now get drunk at this theater. I've seen people make food in an air fryer at this theater. A farting content.
Dude, first, like, where did you even like plug the air fryer in?
So I was seeing this movie called Cuckoo with Hunter Schafer.
Where do you plug the air fryer?
And it's like August of 2024, right? And maybe like after work one day, I went to the movie, walked over to the theater, or whatever, and it's me and this one guy in the back. I'm like, cool, no one goes out theater, whatever, sure. Movie maybe halfway in, right? And again, if you want to hear my full story, go to my my review of that movie years ago in the archive. And maybe 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, right? Guy walks in with a big duffel bag, and I was kind of like, at first I was kind of like, duffel bag. I was like, hold up. I was like, wait a second. And then he sits down, he goes, and I was like, man, why are you so loud? Okay. And then sits down, whatever, and looks around, whatever. And, the middle, like kind of the middle where like the handicap seats are and like kind of the handicap recliners are, right? There's a few outlets, right?
Okay.
He goes, rubs his hands, and I was kind of on the edge. I was kind of like, what's he about to do right now? And pulls out an air fryer, and I was like, is that a damn air fryer? I was like, wait, hold up now. Sure enough, plugs in. All I hear is beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, first off, you're 40 minutes late to this movie, to a very strange indie horror movie from Neon. That's one thing.
He had to get out the house for a little bit. That's what that sounds like to me.
He must. And I was like, wait, is he making food? Pulls out like a bag of like Costco air fryer nuggets, and then puts food in there. And I'm looking around and I said, wait, what? The funniest thing though is that I look back to the guy in the corner sitting there, and him and I lock eyes, and he's doing this, like shaking his head in disapproval. And I was kind of like, what? And then the ushers came in, saw it, didn't say anything, and I was like, all right, whatever.
What?
Bro, I swear, Moses, bro, I swear to you, when you're back here, I'll take you to that theater, bro. You might see something. I'll show you where it happened. It happened here. And I was like, am I tripping right now? And then sure enough, he puts his food in, sits down now, watches the movie. Maybe 15 minutes goes by. The thing goes beep, 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 ready. And I was like, my man, you could have bought popcorn. You could have bought a pretzel, a glizzy from that theater. But you brought. Hey, listen, I brought food in before. I brought in Chipotle before. I brought in food before. Again, I'll own that. But never in my life have I brought a portable appliance to a theater and brought my own food, my own frozen food, by the way, in August of Arizona, 125 degrees too.
Oh my God!
In what world?
That's next level shit right there.
In what world? So and then the farting contest. I saw the movie Strange Darling, same month, by the way, August 2024, and the trailers beginning, and these two guys were like, I think they were kind of drunk too. They were like, oh yeah, this is my fantasy this year. And I was like, hey guys, again, I wasn't mean about it. Hey guys, would you mind keeping it down? Your phone's pretty bright too, yeah. And they turn back and they go, give me the most ugliest mean mug ever. Looking back. And I said, again, I was nice about it. I was polite about it. And, these are, fake the fake leather on the seats of these recliners, right? Movie begins, right? Quiet scene. I said, I was like, I damn well know. This is in a 4DX theater or RPX. I'm like, wait a second. And I said, wait. And these two guys had a grown, probably in their 40s, having a farting contest.
They need to wash them jaws after that, bro.
I said, we're seeing an independent horror movie now. What is wrong with you guys?
Man, that's crazy.
That's nasty. That's just like disrespectful. Because again, it's like, hey, y'all do not own this fucking theater.
Yeah,
sitting behind them.
So that shit's probably like bouncing off the fucking seats, just spreading everywhere else.
Bro, remember Looney Tunes, that green cloud, that kind of like that streak, like it was going back to me, and I was just like sitting there. I was like, I feel like Chris Pratt and Mercy, where I was like, I was like,
you're like, no, please,
that is
please.
That's like, that's
you see, it just kind of like right up into like the one nostril, like,
yeah, you're like, I was sitting like this, and I was like, oh, great, fantastic. I was like, that's great. But didn't someone like laugh like crazy at when we saw Long Legs, Nick?
Oh, I don't remember. Like, maybe because that movie, I was just kind of like, I was lost into the movie, to be honest. So I was in a bit of a trance, but I wouldn't be surprised though. Dang! I'm trying to. We gotta watch that movie again.
One of my best gym sessions with Nick ever was we went to the gym before to see Long Legs, and Nick was like, "Hey, do this." He was the best coach I could ever ask for that day. He really was. And we worked out for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. Right, go to the movies. Right, I get a popcorn, bro. Nick had a great workout regimen for me. I sat there, bro. My arms were I couldn't move my arms, and I brought a big popcorn in my lap, and I was like, I'm so sore. I was sitting this, and I was like, I can't move my arms.
His arms were too stiff. I had to feed him the popcorn, y'all.
Crazy.
And I was like, hey, go in my bag, get my air fryer out, by the way, too. Just be quiet about it. Yes, he definitely fed me. He did. So anyway,
wiping his mouth off with the napkin.
Yeah, it's the real Long Legs.
I'm like, I got you, bro. Say less. It's
the real brotherhood right here. So anyway, that's my experience. But yeah, that's why I'm looking forward. Us being back together and we do our reactions, and obviously we've had people, as you heard, Housemaid be extremely rude to Nick and his wife. We've had people cough along.
That Housemaid one, I'm like, man, don't make me stand up in this theater, bro.
What's funny? When I was editing our reaction for Mercy, they walked in camera. You see on the footage of our reaction. They walked by, and I'm talking, and Nick was so funny because he sees them, and he just looks at them as they're walking away. But overlaid with the footage from the movie, but on the raw footage of the actual reaction, the pre-edits of, they walk by and Nick kind of like the look. I'm like, keep walking, bitch. Like keep.
Nah, because I'm at the stage of my life like, okay, so now y'all ain't got nothing to say. Like, I don't know. I'm not a confrontational guy, but like at the same time, don't fuck with me though. Don't fuck with me. You're mine.
And you'll see someone too at these screenings modes. You'll see when there's one guy like where our friend Nino goes like, "All right, you're by him again." He's probably a nice man, but he has a very extreme laugh and cough, a hybrid of the two. And I'll never forget. I think it was Substance something too, or no, it might have been Blink Twice.
Because it was. I think maybe the first. Because I think the first time I noticed this particular cough was. I thought it was the Fall Guy.
Oh, you're right. He was by me. He was by me. That's right. He was by me. Oh my God, you're right.
Because I remember we were sitting like hella. I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta get looked at, man. Because every 45, you shooting up some phlegm.
I thought he was gonna have an engine go off. I was like, is he gonna take off and drop all your skirt?
Bro, that shit was sounding rough. I don't because I noticed it was not every movie that we saw, but every movie that we saw, at least 4 or 5 times in a row that he was at. It was like, bro, you're sick every fucking month. You need to start drinking some water, man. Take some antibiotics or something, dude. Oh my God, man. You need some.
Man, what is?
He needs some milk. No, he doesn't. Probably more milk.
You need some fucking Dayquil or something, bro.
It's crazy because you guys are telling me all of this movie theater experience that you guys have over there in Arizona, and I'm just like, well, I never had that, that crazy.
Just
it is kind of wild, man.
Just
what?
Just you wait when you come back. Just you wait. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see. we'll be like, yeah, that's so and so, that's so and so. We'll have the whole like lingo down for you. Like,
yeah, when you come back, we're pulling everybody out.
That's so dumb. And it's funny, our friend Nino was always like, we walk in, he goes, all right, where's he at? Like he always tries to avoid whatever he knows. He's like, all right, where's he at? And, you know, it's a fucking full on kind of like you know, signal already, whatever. But anyway, that was kind of bullshitting for a little bit. Speaking of Wonder and Man, let's again no spoilers, of course. Too this came out last week. And it's pretty new to, you know, Disney Plus and everything. People are still discovering it. Honestly, it was a show that I don't know about you guys, that I think we talked about it maybe a while ago on the pod. I think even Joel was still on the pod at the time. It's a show that we talked about. Yo, could get raw fans of Yahya Abdul Mateen II. And so we were like, oh, okay. But remember, it was kind of like, remember, it was announced at one point, and there was nothing to it. And we were like, okay, like what's gonna happen? So it's finally here. And I gotta be honest, not being asked about this, but do you guys kind of feel that Disney didn't really put a lot of marketing to this?
No, I mean, I'm like in the middle when it comes down to that. I feel like people that were a little bit interested in the show got the marketing that they needed, but people that weren't as interested or didn't exactly look for it didn't really see the marketing. You know?
Yeah, that part right there, like I'm the latter of that statement, because Wonder Man, he's one. I'm not gonna say like necessarily he's an obscure like Marvel character, but I never really paid attention to him. So when they announced like, you know, when they announced like that they were doing the Wonder Man show, it might sound kind of harsh, but I didn't really care like that. And then you know, they dropped the trailer, and still it was just kind of like, it didn't look bad, but it just like it looked She-Hulk-esque. You know what I mean? So it's like,
exactly.
It just looked like it's a comedy in the Marvel universe. I'm like, nah, like I don't want y'all to just be making jokes out of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it, and thus I did not pay attention to like any of the like marketing or promos for it. But a gentleman at work, he was saying like it was actually like really, really good. So I've been hearing like pretty good things about it.
No. I was gonna say, you know, like I knew that this show was gonna be different. You know, I knew it was gonna be different. I knew, you know, from the trailer and also from the marketing that they were putting out, I knew it was not going to be, you know, like I knew it was not going to be a superhero show. You know, it was going to be about, you know, like especially when it came down to like the trailer and everything like that, it was going to be somebody who wanted to play a superhero, you know, and everything. And watching the movie, it's like you really understand why he really wanted to play this character, you know. Like he says in the TV show, he was born to play this character, but it's you know, it like this show. This is one of the first show where this is the first quote unquote like feel good like Marvel shows, you know, that really kind of just like sticks to you. That really kind of just like sticks to your like heart, you know, based on the characters, you know, that are in the show, you know, with Simon and Trevor, you know, these two characters, you know, they kill it, you know, they kill it. And part of me feels like there's like a little bit of like sprinkle of like kind of like a lance a little bit, you know, based on
that one episode.
Based on that one episode, yeah.
Very Twilight Zone episode too.
Yeah, very Twilight Zone episode. But it's very, you know, it's just very like weird and very chaotic in a good way. You know, it's really not trying to be anything. That's the reason why I like the show. It's not trying to be anything. It's just like, hey, like, you know, you're following this guy in Los Angeles who thinks he was born to play this character, and he's gonna go to the absolute most to make sure that he does, you know. And you just follow him, you know, overall. And it's really, really good, man. Like, and no spoilers, but there's a great payoff, you know, at the end too as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a really, really great payoff at the end. And
what episode is it?
forget. I forget how many episodes. I forget. I think it's about like 6.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Actually, 8 episodes. I think. Yeah, 8 episodes. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. Yeah. I just looked it up here. It says Wonder Man is an 8-episode Marvel. Yeah.
And honestly, what's smart too is that you can binge all this so quickly because they're only half-hour episodes.
That was very smart of them
too. That was very smart of them to do that.
Yeah, they're very quick. They're very quick. You know, it's like you know, it's easy to just kind of like jump into the next episode. It's very easy.
Oh,
you know,
so easy.
It's very easy. It's like, oh, episode is done already. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, the episode's done already. On to the next one.
Because that was like one thing I heard about it with like typically with the Marvel shows, they'll it's a weekly release date. This I think was the only one where they just dropped like everything all out once.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
And I like that's because of the bingeability for what I heard.
Yeah, it's very like bingeable. It's like it really is. It really is. And I think there's already talks for a season 2, you know, and to be honest, man, I'm excited, you know, I'm not really excited for like any other like, Marvel TV shows that might be coming out and everything like that, or that have a second season or whatever. But, you know, this is the one that I'm like, man, like I'm really interested in seeing what really happens, you know, in the next episode. Or at the very least, you know, I'm hoping that Marvel kind of like, you know, takes this Wonder Man character and really places him where he's able to really, really shine, you know, theatrically as well, you know, because that would be, you know, I think his character, you know, Wonder Man's character, I feel like he would gain so much traction, you know, just based on his like, you know, personality, based on his like his character, you know, yeah, man.
I'm with you, man. This was a delightfully surprise. Because, you know, I'll be honest, you know, I've been kind of checked out of the MCU for a bit now, especially the shows. You know, I thought the shows started off decent with WandaVision, and I thought there was good parts about Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I felt Falcon and Winter Soldier had a really good like premise, but it was kind of muddled at times, and I was like, you know, give it a chance. I thought Loki season 1 was good. Season 2 to me was fine. I didn't love the way that you guys probably did. And then obviously She-Hulk, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this show a chance. And then She-Hulk got too meta and too want to be Deadpool. And listen, it was kind of like, what is this show? I do have to watch Daredevil, of course. But you know, Secret Invasion was a boo-boo AF. Like there was things where I was kind of like, I'm kind of checked out from this. I really am. And I it was a thing of like, you know, during the time it was obviously they were putting out quantity over quality. And you could tell. Thor Love and Thunder, Quantumania. We were like, what are we doing here, guys? And so you're at the wire. I was kind of feeling burned out where I was like, I don't care because I'm seeing not so quality. And a lot of the Disney Plus shows when they began were like, oh, like first season of Mandalorian, this is really good. But then you could tell they're getting a little too, I don't know, satirical, where it was like, do you guys believe in the shit you're doing, or is this for money, or is this for kind of like cash grab? And I didn't feel like the weight. I didn't feel like the connection to these characters. And I was like, I don't know anymore, man. So with this, I was like, when it was announced, I think we were either starting the podcast or like maybe a few months into it. We're like, oh, Wonder Man. All right, we're fans of Yaya. We're fans of Yaya. We're fans of Ben Kingsley. And I was like, I don't know, whatever, sure. And so I kind of, again, I'll be very honest. I was kind of like, sure, maybe, I don't know. And then when the reviews came out of this, people were like, yo, this is really good. And I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, sure it is. And I think I watched it on Friday. I started watching it, and I was like, well. Yeah, and I love being proven wrong about everything, about stuff in life and about shows and movies. I love being proven wrong. First episode, I was like, oh, I'm hooked. You know why? Because this is the closest thing we'll get to MCU doing an Entourage, the studio, Barry. Like, it's a combo of all those. Entourage, studio, and the Barry. Entourage, studio, the studio, and Barry. And it's relatable, too, because we all work in this industry, are trying to pursue this dream in the industry. And also, too, is that Yaya can play, he's a very handsome dude, very tall, very very striking in the best possible way. but he's good at playing kind of everyday man. Kind of playing kind of like the guy who's auditioning, who's kind of has a little first episode no spoilers of course, but first episode where he's on like American Horror Story, he runs his big mouth. It's pretty,
he's doing too much.
He's doing too much. Too much. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, you're shut up, because we've all had jobs where it's like, the less you say, the better. And the keeps talking, keeps going, and it's like, dude, just don't say anything. And it's pretty real, because you've heard stories about actors or people trying to have their own opinion. Oh, for sure. And thanks so much. We appreciate it. Goodbye. It's like, you think your opinion matters at times, but in reality, it really.
It's like it's like no, it's like, like if you're given a scene, I know you want to like, like I know you think there's more, which is great, but definitely make sure you ask the director that first, or the writer, or whatever it is.
You can't just be taking over like first day on set.
No.
And it's funny because like he's a great, like, I'm not talking about just like we know that Yala is a great actor, but like like he's a good actor in terms of like him playing this character. Like he is trying to like take things to the next level when it comes down to acting, right? And everything, and he tries his best, but it's like sometimes, like we talked about just now, it's like bring it down a little bit. I gotta say, this is probably like the first like Marvel show to like, to like, for me to like have a few tears. Not gonna lie,
Oh, it's sweet.
Wow.
It's very. You're right. It's what it's a combo. Like also, it's really funny. It's really funny. The scene, the first episode where he's driving and goes, "Hey, girl." he was
trying to get us on that interview.
That was so funny. Like because the humor works really well. Like. No spoilers. There's a scene, episode 5, Moses. Remember when they go to a house? Y'all doing drugs? And it was like, wait, what? And again, no spoilers, of course, whatever, too. But it's not what you think it is. You think it's like, oh, they're doing this, whatever. But it's the complete opposite. And it's fun. And it's funny. It was a nice, like, kind of like you thought it was going here, whatever. But it's not. And it works. Yeah. And it just works. And honestly, to me, like, what, like, to your point, Moses, what really drives this home is that the chemistry between Ben Kingsley and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, it really works. The chemistry works. Honestly, to your point, I watched a movie of these two for an hour and a half. Very, like, 48 hours, Lethal Weapon kind of vibe. Like, I'd watch an hour and a half movie because they were so fun together. Because, obviously, No,
they're really, really good, man. Like, it's like, this is, like, one of, like, the best, like, like duo in terms of, like, in the MCU, in terms of like the TV side that I've seen, that works really, really well. And also it's like with Simon's, the character Trevor, right? It's like his character has so much depth. Has so much depth in the show, which is great, and you basically, fall in love with this character because he really, really, believes in Simon too as well. So
it's sweet. It's really sweet. And honestly, I despise ongoing jokes. I think they're so corny, they're so cheap. But yeah, no spoilers, of course, but like there's a joke ongoing against. Okay, it's a slight spoiler, but it's like it's about like wherever they go, hey, weren't you the Mandarin? It's like everywhere they go, it's like they recognize him from like, wait, weren't you a terrorist? Yeah. But it's funny because I'll be honest, I was not a fan of Iron Man 3 at all. I was like, wow, what the hell? And with Shang-Chi, I mean, Shang-Chi had the first half is great. And the second half kind of feels very formulaic and feels very kind of like a copy and paste. And I was like, and they kind of gave him nothing to do. They gave Ben Kingsley nothing to do in Shang-Chi, where I was like, you have a phenomenal actor with Ben Kingsley kind of doing hands, kind of a little fur Pokemon thing. I was like, what's going on here? They finally found the right footing for him in this show. They found the right footing for him. Because again, Iron Man 3, you're like, all right, sure. When Iron Man 3, the whole twist of like, oh, he's an actor, I was kind of like, I'm just in the theater, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is this? And then like, all right,
no,
Shang-Chi. Go ahead.
No, I was like in the theater because I saw like when my mom when it came out and like when they were like, oh, well, he's just an actor. I was like, oh, he's like he's like a double for the actual Mandarin. Like I thought it was gonna be like the like two Ben Kingsleys, but like one of them is like I'm the actual guy. Like this is just like a stand-in. So when he's like, my name is Trevor Slattery. I kept waiting for them to like show like the real dude. And I was like, yo, is this it? And then the whole like I am the Mandarin with Guy Pearce. I'm like, I don't know about that one, man.
Bro. That you and I both, man.
No.
You and I both.
Like, I was like, they're really, really committing to this joke.
Yeah, and it was
because like he's been built up since the first Iron Man movie.
Yes, you think you have this like villain, and it's like, well, and it was like to me that Iron Man 3 was when I was like, hold up.
Yeah,
guys, what are we doing?
Everybody was quoting the fucking trailer on that one, bro.
Yeah, you'll never see me coming. Yeah.
That was my shit. Fuck heroes. There are no such thing. I was like, yo, this is gonna be peak Iron Man.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be peak.
And then it was again, that was a little too Shane Black for me, where I was like, oh, it was a joke, and I was like,
yeah. Like it was a good movie, just not a good Iron Man movie, in my opinion.
You what? It's a good Shane Black movie. It's a bad MCU movie. It's a bad MCU movie.
Yeah.
And because the whole thing with him and like him and his like him and his girl, like those like old lady. I'm like, wait, he was like making jokes about soccer and everything. And I was like, no. I was like, no.
That pig right there goes hard as shit. Now this other pig with like where his hands are up like that, I'm like, I can't believe y'all did this.
I'm telling you, I sat there in the theater with my friends and my brother, and I was sitting there. I was just like, oh hell no. I said no.
That's crazy.
But with this though, they finally found the footing for this character, the way he deserved, the way he belonged. And again, it's good writing, but also it really gives a great performance out of from Ben Kingsley. But also to your point, Moses, he plays off of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II so well. You're like, this works. And also too is that you believe they're both like actors. One is like past his prime, kind of trying to find his last days of being an actor. The other one's kind of finding his footing early into his career, and it just works. And you also too is that you believe the dynamic. Again, later on in the episode, during a callback scene, they work so well together, and it shows. It mimicked their chemistry on screen during their casting calls. Mimics the real chemistry in real life. It really works. And it just works. And I was sitting there, I'm watching. I binged it in 2 days where I was like, wow, I haven't enjoyed a Marvel project like this probably since Deadpool Wolverine. But as a show, I was like, wow, this is surprisingly funny because again, I think what's smart too is that yes, it's part of the MCU, but it's so removed. It's so removed.
It is.
It
is. It is very removed and everything. And going back to Trevor's character, it's like he fits so well in that world, in this world. He fits so well. It's like they finally realize, oh wait, this character actually fits really, really well, and I'm glad
they figured out how to use him.
Yes,
they figured out how to use him. And I'm glad that they did and everything. I'm glad that that Daniel Destin Cretton, really figured out like, oh wait, we can actually use this character here because he's also an actor and everything. And man, it was it's a really good show. I hope that go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I know this is probably like like a long shot or whatever, but for the show. But I'm hoping that there are some like awards talk because it's a really like. It's like it doesn't feel like a Marvel show. It just feels like just a regular TV show.
It just feels like a good show.
So I'm hoping that there is a little bit of like awards talk in the future, just because how, well made it was for me. Just my own opinion and everything.
This felt very Apple TV, HBO Max. This felt Apple TV, HBO Max. This felt like. It didn't feel like Disney Plus. It felt like, oh, are we at Apple TV? Are we in HBO Max? You're like, wait a second. It worked.
Yeah. If you literally took out like the Marvel, like brand or whatever, but kept everything on on this show, like you will literally just realize like, oh, I'm just watching like another TV show that is really, really good, and everything. So yeah, it's a good show.
It's one of those rare shows that like when you think about like, okay, like I feel like you can get the the casual or the non-Marvel fan to watch this and be like, oh, I follow this, I follow this, and that's a testament to the writing, also Daniel Destin Cretton's direction, where I feel like a lot of Marvel stuff where like, I gotta watch this movie, a lot of people don't want to do homework when it comes to watching the shows or movies. They don't want to do that. But with this, it's like I could put my mom, for example, and watch this, and she'll probably like because of the vibe of the show and like not knowing who's who. It just because you can put anyone watching this not familiar with the Marvel stuff and be like, oh, I like this. This is kind of funny because it's so relatable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I mean, there's heart to it too.
There's so much heart.
Because like I didn't realize that Destin Daniel Cretton was like actually directing some of the episodes. So when I saw his name at the end of the credits, or at the beginning of the credits, at the end, like I was like, oh, okay, it kind of clicked for me. Like at least as far as like the Spider-Man movie goes, like it got me excited to see how he's gonna do Spider-Man, because like there's so much heart. There's a sincerity. There's a sincerity there that, like, no dig at any of the other Spider-Man movies, but like I haven't really seen since like such sincerity like since the Maguire ones too. So it's also like a testament to his directing.
I was gonna say that. No, I was gonna say that the one of the biggest reasons why I think there's so much like heart in this show, is because he did this little movie called Short Term.
Great movie.
Short Term 12 and everything.
Great movie.
And it was starring Brie Larson. She's also in that movie. And everything, and also
Rami Malek.
Oh wow!
At South by,
Rami Malek is also in the movie. So it's like it's
a great movie.
It's a very human show and everything, and when you sort of like compare that show with Wonder Man, it's like it's there's a lot of like human heart. It's very grounded in a way.
Very grounded,
and
I'm with it.
Yeah. But it's it's a good show.
It's very grounded, and y'all know I'm the biggest Spider-Man fan in the world. Like I mean he means so much to me. And obviously when it was announced that he was going, because remember I think me and Nick had a podcast years ago about like who's going to direct it, obviously, and it was like who am I doing? And it was like maybe Jon Favreau, Justin Lin from Fast and Furious is doing it. We were like, oh, who's going to do it? And when they announced Destin Daniel Cretton was doing it, I was like, okay, again, I wasn't the biggest Shang-Chi fan. I thought it got a little too Marvel-ish at the end. But after seeing this, I was like, but no, to be fair, because the fight scenes in Shang-Chi were great. The fight scenes, I was
all of the fight scenes in Shang-Chi were great. It was just like Doug, as you mentioned earlier, like after the second half, like with Slattery and the faceless whatever the fuck animal that was. At that point, it was kind of like, yeah, but. Like the action, the heart, the sincerity, like it was all there.
The scene that I love, the fight scene a lot was he's in the building, right here with this thing. The fight scene here in Shang-Chi, the hand-to-hand combat, I was
that dude was fucking dope.
I was like, hey, yo. I was like, hey, yo. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm with that. And I said, I feel like I do love the Homecoming trilogy so much. But I feel like the hand-to-hand combat wasn't really there until like the end when he fights Goblin in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Toby had it, Andrew had a little bit, but I think Toby had a bit more with the hand-to-hand fight, the punching, whatever.
Toby was like a fucking brawler in those movies, though.
Yeah, no, for real.
And it was like the novelization of Spider-Man 2. Like apparently, like whenever he was hitting Doc Ock, the punches were so strong that Doc Ock literally was being knocked out and he was blacking out, but the AI in his like spine that was like controlling the arms, like it would immediately like wake him up. So it's like every time he gets hit, he literally is getting his shit knocked out, but like the computer in his brain is like keeping him like aware. So it's like that's kind of crazy.
No, it's crazy. It's
Spider-Man was trying to kill this dude.
Yeah.
When you watch those fights, like he's not holding back.
Dude, the fight, even in Spider-Man 1, the scene with Goblin at the end, where his face is all torn up, he's beating the shit out of him. You're like, oh my God. Like, you're like, it's brutal. It's really.
It's
It's fun. It's brutal.
No Spider-Man ever stood a chance against a Willem Dafoe Green Goblin.
No, and it showed, and it showed. But also too, like with No Way Home was the first time we saw them fight, because the scene in the condo building when they're fighting the condo and Goblin's beating the shit out of him and he's fucking beating him. You're like, whoa! So we haven't really found like a Spider-Man that kind of like do the hand-to-hand combat yet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now with also too, they got Jackie Chan's stunt team do Spider-Man.
Yeah,
which I love.
And he's learning like jujitsu. I heard like for the movie.
That excites me because I'm like, bring back the fighting, the hand-to-hand like Spider-Man fighting combo. It's like we haven't had that in a while. In the games we have, but like in the movies,
yeah.
And no offense to Andrew either. Andrew didn't really have it as much either. Again, because he had Electro, he had Lizard, he had Goblin, but it wasn't really there. And at Homecoming and Far From Home, he was still doing like the kind of like the whips and the flipping whatever. And
he was focused so much on his web. He was focused so much on his web.
Exactly.
On the very first two, Spider-Man films. For what.
Exactly.
It comes down to the Homecoming and everything. I think that with this one, I'm hoping, like we're talking about now, is that they focus a lot with the hand-to-hand combat, in which I'm really, really excited for, man.
Yeah,
I really am. Because if there is not a lot of hand-to-hand combat, I'm gonna be upset. But, I know there's gonna be a lot of hand-to-hand combat.
Well, even Spider-Man 3, the scene in the sewer with him and Sandman, he's beating the shit out of Sandman.
Spider-Man was always trying to commit murder. Like anytime he was fighting anybody, bro. Because like also when he was putting his face in the fucking train,
bro.
There's no way he could have known that he was gonna survive that.
Yeah, that scene.
Yeah,
I mean, all the black suit fighting scenes, but like that scene especially, where it goes quiet and you hear the train and you see him just punching the shit out of Sandman. You're like, whoa, hold up now, and it works. So, but anyway, back to your point though. I think I'm even more excited now for having Destiny Allen Cran as Spider-Man. I feel like to be fair though, again, we always say this on the podcast. You have to be a fan of the character first. You have to be a fan.
Yeah.
You
got to be a fan of the character. I think above all, you have to like really, really, really understand like what works about this character. Yep. You got to like understand the character, like the world that they live in, what the character's about, and everything like that.
And from my heard, he's a massive Spider-Man fan. I was like A1. Too, the fights in Shang-Chi were great, but also I thought the heart and humor of Wonder Man really works. So if you can combine all that, your love for Spider-Man, the fight in Shang-Chi, and the heart and humor in Wonder Man, we might have a all-time great Spider-Man movie here with this.
I gotta say, in Wonder Man, right? You freaking Simon's character. This is not like a spoiler or anything, but like you can see his apartment. He's basically broke, blah 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 blah, and everything. Like the wall is like falling off. Spider-Man better be broke just like that.
His apartment was fucking
like his apartment key and everything like that. He better be
the apartment.
All I'm trying to say is that like I hope that Oh yeah. His apartment and everything. All I'm trying to say is that I hope that Spider-Man is like this person who is like struggling to, who's basically this is funny. Who's like struggling to really, like find himself. Peter Parker and everything. Living alone and everything like that. Still trying to figure out, what to do when it comes down to his life. And I really hope they sort of like take that route and how they did it in the very first Spider-Man films and everything. So, and if they do that, man.
Yeah,
no, I was gonna say the stain on the mattress when you're moving is fucking crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That's fucking treacherous. But no,
throw that mattress out, bro.
Yo, I'll be like, y'all couldn't even flip this bitch over. But no, Moses, to your point, it's like no, like I do want to see a Spider-Man that's just kind of like like broke, but he's still handling his shit.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You know, this apartment is bigger than the McGuire one.
Sadly, bro. Sadly.
That's insane.
Sadly.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
It's literally twice as big.
Yeah, bro. I remember seeing this, and I remember I was like, damn. Because it happens, because when you see at the very end of No Way Home, you're just like, damn. But you know, that motherfucker's paying $3,000 a month for this shit. This motherfucker is paying like out the ass for this studio apartment in like New York City. It was funny.
That's a big ass. This motherfucker's robbing banks on the side. Man.
We were walking out of the movie. I remember you and I, me and Nick were like, yo, how are you paying for that apartment in New York? We were like, wait a second.
I thought you had no money. I thought you just graduated fucking high school. Where the fuck, who's financing this?
To my credit score.
He probably got it from Aunt May. She, probably left him like a will or something. You don't know that.
Like maybe, but it's like with the Doctor Strange spell. I don't know where it works because she, spoiler alert, because she died and everything. But it's like, what if she did leave him a will? Would name be like removed from everything? There's no memory of Peter Parker like anywhere.
Yeah, bro. But this was me looking at our dorms freshman year. I was like, damn, we live in here, huh? I was like, damn, we're gonna live here.
if that for a fucking dorm, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Parties
Bloodstain.
every fucking weekend.
Bloodstain.
Aside from the stains, yeah.
Dude, it's brother. I don't know this. I'm with you, brother. Like, I was
like. Smell.
Did someone die here? Like, also, I wanted to see Homeboy again. I wanted to see him. Give me rent.
We all thought he was gonna pop up.
Yeah, dude, I remember when we saw that theater, I was like, you and I were like, oh, here he comes, and it wasn't him, and I was like, oh man.
If Raimi would have made his Spider-Man 4, they would have had it where he shows a picture of himself from when he was younger, and it was gonna be revealed that he's Kraven. In the Raimi universe,
I honestly probably better than the shit movie we got with Kraven with Aaron Taylor Johnson. That makes sense. Give me rent. It's again, all of us kids who grew up on these movies, like, come on now, give me rent. Like, it works. So, and so again, this is a long shot, but if they ever bring him back, I would applaud them for bringing this man back. If they bring him back, if they bring back this guy, but
I would fucking love it.
You're right. I think to your point, it's a great point, a great observation of you're right, because his apartment was, again, you're in LA, and you've seen apartments that are gross, that are ugh. My first apartment at London, LA, was gross. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You're sitting there, you're like, ugh. You're like, how are you paying for this? You're like, ooh, this is kind of gross. You're like,
why are you making me pay for this?
Yeah, right. You're like, ugh.
I literally got lucky with with both places.
Yeah.
That I'm saying, and also this place I'm staying now and everything. With already kind of being furnished essentially.
Yeah.
Which is really really nice. And whoever lives here after me and everything like that, they're gonna appreciate it because it's very nice and cozy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, going back to Wonder Man, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Well, high praise.
For me.
High praise. High praise.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I literally went back and watched a few other. I literally went back and watched some scenes that I really really enjoyed from the show. I was like, man, I really enjoy that scene.
I'm excited to finish it, man, because
you're gonna love it.
I don't know much about Wonder from the comics. There was an Avengers animated series from the early 2000s where they showed the origin of that version of Wonder Man, and it's completely different from the show. So I was kind of that's also I'm I have no idea what the fuck is going on with this character, but it's just gonna make it a fresh experience for me. So I am looking forward to that. And again, it just seems like such a I was gonna say it seems like such a nice show, but that would not do it justice. The friendship, the friendship that I see blossoming between, I think his name is Simon and Trevor. I'm really digging that. I'm digging just how kind of just how down to earth everything is. And it's no, I'm not a superhero, at least so far. Again, I'm only episode 1, but I'm not a superhero. I'm just a dude with a dream, and I'm trying to I'm just a dude with a dream trying to achieve it, and I like that.
And that's the thing about the show. It's like he has all this like it's like immense like power, right?
Yeah, because I'm wondering like
he could have been a superhero anytime he wanted.
Yeah.
But he's like, no,
man. If it was me, I would have been a superhero.
He's like, I want to be an actor. I want to act.
Yeah.
And like. And there's this thing that I kind of realized. I was like, man, like I kind of like he became. I feel like it's a spoiler. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. He's got to watch
what got to me too is the father and son dynamic too. That really got to me.
Okay.
There's flashback scenes with him and his dad that really got to me. Of like. There's this flashback scene with him having dinner after seeing a movie. He goes like,
"Yeah,
and you one day," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Oh, Moses, are you still there? We lost. Oh,
yeah. And you know what? And you know that part what made me like it's not really a spoiler, but you realize that he really became like an actor because because of his dad.
That
it's
really
like
got me.
It really. You know what I mean? You really know, like, oh, he became an actor because it's his dad really kind of really, he really thought he would be great. That is literally it. He could have been a superhero if he wanted to and everything. He could have done this, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, no. It's like, I want to become this because my father said I could be great. So
that got me.
I like that. Yeah, I can tell I need to finish the show now.
That got me. That scene especially got me because again, you can tell how much he loved his dad and how much his dad loved him, and it was just very sweet. It was a very humble, very wholesome moment. There's also a scene I can't pull it up here because I'm not gonna spoil. It's a spoiler. There's a scene where Simon gets good news, whatever, too. And the smile on his face, and listen, we've seen Yaya smile before too, but the smile he gives on this one episode, I think it's episode 6 or 7, when he gets good news, there's a very wholesome smile that I haven't seen from Yaya before, where I was like, oh, I watched it again and again, there's one scene again and again because he's told good news, and watch the smile on him, because the smile is very childlike. It's very like, oh, you got your dream, or good news got to you, whatever. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but watch that scene when he smiles at the hearing good news. And I watched it a couple of times where I was like, something about the smile he did really got me. Where he was like, really? And the smile, I don't know, because it's again, I think he's played this very kind of macho, very kind of like again from Candyman and Baywatch and Aquaman and you name it, Matrix. There's this. He's very macho, and you see him kind of smile, kind of like smug smile, like like I'm that guy. But the smile he gives when he gets good news is very boyish. It's very childlike. Where I don't know. It spoke to me. It really got me. Where I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen it from this side before, from this angle, from this before, and it really. Sorry. Full transparency. I have my balcony open from my apartment again. Okay. Don't worry. My dog is on the balcony spying on people and stalking. So he's lurking. So
I thought I heard like a plane coming over. I was like, sorry. Sounds kind of close right now.
I keep my balcony open for my dog. He loves to be on the balcony when it's nice and cool out. He spies on people, looks for the cats, and he looks for people, whatever. That's blue.
He's just trying to make sure the home is safe. He's just protecting everything.
That's what he does, and he loves being out there. That's why I hear that noises. But when the scene when you watch the scene where he gets good noise, where he gets good news, good news. Watch the smile. Watch his smile, because you're like, it's gonna speak to you. You're like, whoa! And I haven't seen him smile before this way as an actor. I was like, oh, that it got me. And you'll also too. I feel like Atlanta is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love that show so much. I'm a big Don Glover fan. I thought season 3 got a little too anthology-y. That makes sense. Where I was like,
I get that.
Season 3 got kind of heavy.
You know why? Because it was a 4.5 year hiatus. I wanted to see Paperboy. I wanted to see Lakeith. I want to see Dongle. I want to see everybody again. I wanted to see Ern. I wanted to see Darius. I want to see everyone back together. But when it became kind of like anthology thing, I was like, well, no. I missed hanging out with the guys. And even Zazie Beetz' character, I was like, I miss hanging out with these guys. there's an episode in this. Again, it's a very Atlanta, very Black Mirror. It's very more Black Mirror. It's Twilight Zone, very Twilight Zone, Twilight Zone episode.
I like that. I like when shit gets kind of trippy and weird.
Twilight Zone episode works.
Yeah, we definitely
well.
don't want to spoil.
No. Exactly.
Oh yeah, no spoilers.
No,
I'm only episode 1 so far.
I won't say we won't say anything. But the episode 4 kind of takes a turn, but it works very well. It works very well because it fills in a huge kind of gap for this series. You're like, oh, interesting.
Okay.
That works. And again, a lot of the shows kind of do like, hey, we're gonna do kind of like a throwback, kind of like a throwaway episode, kind of like fill you in, and it doesn't work. For this episode, it works. The black and white was a very interesting choice too. You'll see, but it's very Twilight Zone-esque. You're like, oh, okay. But this episode is very intriguing. You're like, wait a second. But with that said, and we'll talk about more after you watch it, Nick. But it's a commentary on today's society, how we see fame and celebrity. And I thought, I was like, wow, because again, we've all seen it now firsthand about celebrity, overnight fame, whatever. You'll see it. But I thought it was like, wow, this episode is pretty spot on of how we perceive certain actors, I'll say, or certain celebrities, I'll say, where it was very not meta, but like it was very aware of what it was. Because I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I think about this person, that person. And they took it there, and I was like, interesting. And I thought it was pretty bold of them to kind of like really kind of talk about it in this way, where I was like, yeah, this is how it is accurate for some people, but it's a very well made episode. And the guy who did that episode, I'm a massive fan of him. That director was a guy named hold up, let me see, director, because I know Destin Daniel Craig did the first 2 episodes. James Ponsoldt. He's done.
What else?
Again, I'm a fan. I love this movie. Spectacular Now. I love this movie.
That's not the one with Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
I love this movie. People hate this movie. People don't like it. People don't like it because, yes, he's an asshole. But it was a time where all these coming of age movies were like, oh, he's a very, he's the jock, he's the class president, he's the cool, he's whatever. It showed of like, listen, the coolest guy you might know might be an asshole. And I thought that movie was very aware of what it was. Also, it was very early A24. It's a beautiful movie about appreciating being in the now, living in the now. Don't worry about 5 years from now. Don't worry about 10 years from now. Worry about being in the now and enjoying the moment. And people I talk to hate this movie. I love it because again, it works because it's showing that you might be top of the world in high school, but what about post high school? What about this? And yes, you might have all figured out, but the important thing is that you're enjoying being. That's your point. Was even before the show began, you talk about how time is going by fast. You have to enjoy the now. You gotta enjoy the present time, and I love that movie. So this guy also
I'm not gonna lie, this Spectacular Now kind of made me like sad a little bit.
Like really? Damn, I gotta watch it.
I remember it made me sad because of what's her name's character. I'm forgetting her character.
Oh, Shailene Woodley.
Yes, yeah. It's like I feel so bad for her because it's like
no spoilers. It's on my list now.
Okay. I won't say anything, but I feel so bad.
You feel for her.
It's like damn girl. It's like live your life. Like why you? It's like. This is not a spoiler, but maybe you want to close the ears, but it's just like, you want to close the ears, Nick.
I'll just take my headphones off.
No, but I was just gonna say that she comes off like super, like apologetic, all the time, towards like Miles Teller's character, and it's like, what? Stop it, And then I don't know. I won't ever watch this movie again, but it's a good movie. It's great. But you can put it back, Nick. You can put your headphones back.
You're good. No, it's a very well made movie. I remember watching it. It's one of the kind of like forgotten A24 movies because it was so early A24. It was very early A24. But I remember seeing it and I watched it because I was just like, oh man, Miles Teller from Project X and from 21 and Over. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm sitting here like this watching it. But this director though, has made stuff like show my last one-on-one, Daisy Jones and the Six. Master of None, great show. End of Tour, great show. Shameless, Parenthood, Spectacular Now. the circle was boo boo AF. Shrinking, a show that that we love. It's like, again, he's a very talented director, and he did episodes 3 and 4. He did the fourth one is the Twilight Zone episode, and you're like, oh wow, it's sitting back, it's so well made. You're like, wow, that gave the Apple TV, the HBO Max show vibe, where I was like, oh, this feels not like Disney. It feels very mature in the best possible way. So. I don't know. It works. The show really works in a lot of different ways. I'm really glad that it was kind of like, it was a very isolated show. It was very in its own kind of like in its own own kind of way. I don't know. It really worked for me to a point where I was kind of surprised of like, wow, it caught me off guard how much the show was. Again, it had a lot of heart. It was humorous. It had a lot of like kind of surprises here and there. But at all, it wasn't trying to be like, oh look, here comes Iron Man, here comes Captain America. It's like, no, it did its own thing. Yes, there's small things of going back to the MCU, but it feels very contained in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Did it ever kind of like, those memes where it's like, this character will return in Avengers Doomsday? Was it kind of like that at some point, or was it like very like, no, this is just its own story, like in this larger universe?
It's literally, it's like a small ass like story, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah,
in this grand of a universe. I mean, there's, is the show meme worthy? 100%.
100%.
100%. There's memes all over the internet now, and everything. But it's just small little story in this big world. I think the world opens up just a tiny bit. Their world. These two characters' world, definitely, Simon's character, his world opens up a little bit towards like the end, but most of the time, man, it's very contained.
It's very contained. It's very contained.
In a very, very like, good way. So
I'm with it.
It's contained. The ending does leave the door open for a return, like possible of like, what could happen next. I'll be honest.
Okay.
But it wasn't baiting you. It wasn't like, hey, look, next season.
Okay. It wasn't like outright setting it up. It was just like, hey, it's kind of open, but this is the end of this season at least.
Yes, it felt.
I like that.
It felt, to quote Ryan Coogler, like a full meal. Like a full meal. It felt like a full.
I do like full meals. I do like that.
It felt like a full meal. But too, it was very. Is refreshing what it was, because I think I feel like with Marvel stuff, it's like I think last year a little bit with obviously, and you're more a fan of it than we were with F4 and a few things. This felt like a kind of like a breath of fresh air, where I was like, oh cool, Marvel can still do some kind of unique stuff like this, and very kind of, again, D-list characters and make it fun, but also make it real and relatable. Because again, everyone everyone who's had a dream can relate to the show. Like, I want to chase my dream. 2 point. There's a scene in the car talking about dreams and ambitions. You're like, damn, we've been there. I know the conversation. I know those talks. Whatever. You're thinking like, oh man, like it's a very. It's at times it's a little. It's like, wow, I'm surprised. I'm surprised the MCU show is doing this. How real it's going. You're like, wow, like this feels very relatable. I can relate to this person.
And it's funny, with Yaya, I like watching this show made me realize that he has another show coming out this year on Netflix, and it's a TV series, of Men on Fire, right, and everything, and
Not the Denzel. Is it based off? Is it like a remake of the Denzel Washington one?
Yeah, it's the remake of the Denzel Washington one. So it made me realize, like, wait, he has a show called Man on Fire coming out on Netflix. Based on the original Denzel Washington, movie and everything coming out this year. And I was like, man, wait,
that's my shit.
I cannot wait for that now. Just from seeing what he can do with this, like on this show, I'm like, wait a minute, yo. Like,
you know what it is too? He's kind of. I feel like this was his first big. Again, I think we're all fans of the Candyman reboot remake. However, I feel this is where he get to shine the most now. Finally, because I feel like Aquaman. To be Aquaman 1 and 2, he was definitely a big standout for sure. but obviously Matrix not so much. It kind of felt a little muddled. Watchmen to me started off really good. The ending not so much, but the Watchmen show was still very, 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 very well made. But I feel like that was Regina King's show through and through. Like that was her show. That was her show, and she kind of outshined everybody. And rightfully so. It's fucking Regina King for a reason. But I feel like that show started off so well, and then the latter half, I was like, it kind of lost me again. Where Wonder Man felt very consistent throughout the entire 8 episodes, where I was like, oh, I'm intrigued and I'm seeing a whole new side of him, whatever. Again, obviously too, a movie that I know we saw with Taylor Nick. I love Ambulance. I fucking love Ambulance.
I love that movie, bro. Love that movie. It's so, I feel like for me, man, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's underrated, bro. It's like it came so underrated.
It flopped
because it came out like during like 2022, and it's people weren't going to the movies a lot still, but it's like it was really well made, man. Like it was really well made. You know, it cost like $40 million or whatever it is. You know,
the fucking drone shots, man. Like, I think that's kind of what sold it for me.
It's crazy. I
love this movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, and I wish if it came out like this year,
would have
man, bro,
gangbusters,
bro.
And him and Jake Taylor were so good too. Him and Jake Gyllenhaal together were so good. And but this is where this is right here again. I love Candyman, but this is where I was like, he's got it.
Yeah.
I saw it in glimpses from Baywatch to Aquaman to Candyman to Watchmen to this, but Ambulance, where I was like, oh yep, he's got it, and it's because he held his own with Ambulance, and
he did.
Yeah, I hope with Yaya and everything, I hope he comes out to be like this star. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Because I really think he has, the vibe and look and everything the charisma and everything to be, he's also very charming too as well. Be like a, to be a very much like a leading, leading actor throughout his whole entire career.
He has the look.
Yeah. And you mentioned Baywatch. Like Baywatch was the first movie I'd seen him in. Like I hadn't heard of him like at any time before that. So like I saw Baywatch, and then it was like, he was he was the cop that was like y'all keep like fucking around or like whatever the fuck.
He was funny.
Like that was the first anything I'd seen him in. So like after Baywatch, I heard he was gonna be Black Manta and Aquaman, and I was like, this guy. But he killed it in Aquaman.
Oh.
Yeah,
there he is. Yeah, because he was funny. He was funny in Baywatch.
No, he was hilarious. And the thing, Black Manta was like, Black Manta, like he's a very like I'm not fucking around type of character. So I was like, this dude's gonna be the main villain for Aquaman. I don't know, man, but he killed it in Aquaman. He's killed it in every single role that I've seen him in. To his credit, so
it was sad. I feel like he's been in projects where like he's good in it, but the writing hasn't been good for him. The writing hasn't been like there for him. Like I feel like again, he plays quote unquote Morpheus in Matrix 4, but it's not really Morpheus. It's not really Morpheus. But I feel like with Ambulance, Candyman, now this, it's like the writing for him has been it's gotten better. And I cannot wait the fact that he's going to be in the Cliff Booth spinoff. Because again, you got.
He's also going to be in that too as well. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what Fincher does with him. You know what it is too? I think he has to again, kind of like how The Rock is now, is like chase the good director, chase the writer, chase the good talent.
Yeah.
Don't chase the big budget, the big blockbusters. I get it.
Don't chase the fucking paycheck. It's the challenge.
Yeah, chase the challenge.
It's the artistry.
Artistry. Like I really, and I can't wait to see him. That he's gonna be in the Cliff Booth movie with Brad Pitt and Tarantino and David Fincher. Because I feel like, wow, Yaya with a Tarantino script and Fincher directing. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
and it works.
I think he has like 3 projects now this year.
Yeah,
he has
Man on Fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Cliff Booth. He has Cliff Booth, and
Yeah.
he has.
I mean, he had Wonder Man. You know, he had
Wonder Man, yeah, and
Yeah.
called by Any Means.
Yeah. You know, he has what by any means?
By any
Is
means.
that coming out this year?
Let's see. Oh, hell of a cast! Wow, Yaya, Davis Friend, Juan Carlo, Mark Wahlberg, Josh Lucas. Ethan
Wow, what a cast! What the shit!
Nicole Bahari. Okay.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
cast!
We got everybody in it.
Damn. Let's see. Bonnie Means. Let's see. Movie. Release date. Nothing. Yeah, it's just post production, so it was done.
Yeah.
It's probably
like 2027.
Yeah.
You know.
It's probably looking for a distribution. But again, good for him.
Probably looking for a distributor.
Yep.
Yeah.
But again, though, Man on Fire. Again, you get Wonder Man, Man on Fire, and then Cliff Booth. That could be a good year. That could be a great. It could be a great year.
Oh.
You got two shows in a movie. I feel like Cliff Booth gonna be a big movie for Netflix and for everyone involved. But yeah, no, it's cool to see. I know. I feel like his last project was Aquaman 2.
He really jumped up. You know,
Yeah, man.
He had to take a break after that one, bro.
Trial Chicago 7 had moments, but it felt very. I don't mean asshole, but it felt very SNL-y at times, where I was like, it could have taken it a bit better, but I felt like it was a little too, I don't know, like parody-ish. Again, no, it's a very serious movie, but it felt a little too polished at times, where I was like, okay. He was.
No, I get you, but you know, one thing about I really enjoy Aaron Sorkin. His writing,
It's a phenomenal
his writing is like really great. You know, not just because of what he did with the Social Network, but I also saw that one movie with Jessica Chastain.
Molly's Game. It's a great.
Yeah. That's great writing. You know, especially the dialogue between Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You know, it's phenomenal. It's great.
Good movie.
It's great.
It's a great. That's one. That's his best directed movie, I think, so far. His best script, though, you can't beat Social Network. That script, Social Network is a perfect. That's a perfect script. That script got me into screenwriting. That script right here for Social Network got me to writing, where I was like, wow. And then Moneyball too. Moneyball has a phenomenal script. Moneyball has a phenomenal script where you're just like, wow. And
Moneyball, I still got to see. I've seen the scene where he's like. It was like I don't know like when it takes place in the movie, but like all the baseball players were like dancing shit like that. He's like, did you win the game? They're like, no, sir. He's like, what are you dancing for? Like fucking like.
Do you like losing?
Down. Yeah. He's like, that's what losing sounds like. I was like, yo, I'm quitting the team after that, bro. Shit would be too embarrassing.
Honestly, Moneyball is, again, baseball fan or not, it's a phenomenal movie, but the script in that movie is great. Also, I'm sorry, Steve Jobs, to me, I love Steve Jobs. Super underrated when it came out. Fantastic script. I mean, no one saw this movie.
I gotta watch that.
The writing in this movie is out of this world fantastic. It is one of like the best scripts. Then again, it came out. You know what happened to it? It came out too soon after that Ashton Kutcher one, and that was not a good movie. That was not.
Yeah, because I was getting kind of like confused. I'm like, there's two Steve Jobs movies.
Yeah, that was a bad. That was a shit movie. This is like the right one, but people had a bad taste in their mouth in the last one, so they were like, I don't want to see this shit. But this is a much better movie. It's much better. It's a phenomenal script too, by Aaron Sorkin. But you're right though. I feel like, but again, it's someone that like him. It's like I want to see actors work with good writers. Like like even Glenn Powell. I think Glenn Powell needs to have a good writer. Austin Butler, same thing. Michael B. Jordan, same thing. Have a good writer attached. You know.
I think Glenn Powell, like, he needs to. I mean, I really wish that one movie that came out like in November did well, because I enjoyed it, but it just kind of just went away.
Yeah.
You know, I hope that Glenn starts to like work with more. You know, like because right now I feel like he's chasing. Maybe it's just my opinion. Maybe he has some other shit going on, but I feel like he's just chasing a lot of projects that
the bag.
You know. chasing the bag, which that's fine, right? You know, chase the bag and
Maybe
everything
that's
like
fine
that.
for
But
a little bit.
you know, but it's like I hope that he comes back and realize, you know what, maybe I want to, you know, I want my name to be, you know, to be not exactly well known, but just to make sure that it's clean, you know, in a way where I get hired for projects that
Yep.
are from directors that are well known,
Yep.
you know, and everything, and that are good, you know, that are good directors and also good writers and everything like that.
I agree.
You know, not just projects, not just, you know, chasing the bag. Like I said, chasing the bag is not a bad thing either. You know,
No,
but
not at all. But after a while, though,
yeah.
but think about it. Like, obviously, with him and Linklater, he's 2 for 2 with Hitman and Everybody Wants It. Obviously, you got lucky with Maverick because Maverick has a good script by Chris McQuarrie that works. Whatever. Anyone But You, fun movie. Twister's fun movie. Screenplay though, nothing crazy. Running Man, you know, Running Man again. Edgar Wright, that's my boy. I love Edgar Wright. That wasn't his best outing. That wasn't Shaun of the Dead. That wasn't Hot Fuzz. That wasn't Baby Driver. That wasn't, you know, Scott Pilgrim. That to me was like. Wait.
So I think you liked a little.
No, sorry. Go ahead, Doug. Sorry.
No. You're back. We lost you. You're back. Go ahead. You're back. We lost you for a second. You're back.
No. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. You're back.
We can now.
Yeah. You're back. Good.
No, I was just gonna say that I think with Running Man is that he wanted to take that film into a more serious like tone and everything, and it wasn't his like original tone that he's been making. You know, from the film that you already mentioned and everything like that. He took a more serious tone with Running Man. You know, based on the societal world that we were living in, and he kind of decided that maybe I should throw that into that, because sometimes, to be honest with you, man, like writers and directors and everything like that, like whenever you see a movie and you see like societal issues and everything in there, just know that they are upset about the world.
Oh, for sure.
You know, they're upset about the world. You know, like the director or writer that wrote that script or whatever, they're upset. They're mad about the world and how it's going. And maybe that was probably one of sort of like the reasons and everything like that when it came out to writing. He wanted to take a more serious tone because of the world societal issues that were happening, blah 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 blah. Right. So, and it didn't exactly lend him, you know, the type of, you know, credibility that he was basically looking for, which was, you know, sad enough. But yeah, you know.
No, I'm with you on that. Again, I still like the movie quite a bit, but you know, again, this is my guy. Like Edgar Wright's my guy. Like I mean, all his movies to me are 10 out of 10 for the most part. But you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I felt like he just, I don't know if he was the right guy to do that movie, but it just felt like, because obviously the way he adapted Scott Pilgrim was perfect because it fit his style. I don't think The Running Man on paper, yes, it definitely works, but in theory, yes, but when it came to the final product, it was like you have a great idea, but you didn't. It feels like my thing is like when you see a Ryan Coogler movie, you know it's a his movie. Chris Nolan movie, you know it's Nolan. David Fincher, you know it's Fincher. Tarantino, you know Tarantino movie. Spike Lee, you know Spike Lee movie. But with him, with Running Man, it was like it didn't feel like his movie. And I had the same thought about. I was a fan of this movie too. With Soho, was I in Soho? His last two movies didn't feel like him. And again, I appreciate you trying to be something different, trying to go out of the ordinary. I get it, but I can watch Baby Driver. I can watch Scott Pilgrim, World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and be like Edgar Wright. And to your point too, nothing wrong having a commentary on obviously political, what's going on in the world politically. He didn't know how to handle it the way I think other filmmakers do well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Adam McKay, Big Short.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that because, one of the approaches he could have took this is that, he could have taken it in a way where it's like you are following this character and what he's trying to do and the societal issues and everything like that could have been more of the world that's around him, essentially.
Yep.
and the things that are happening around him, but him basically focusing on this one task that he's trying to do, which is make sure that he's able to, get money for his family and everything. But the societal thing that's crazy and everything like that can be more of like this, small like subplot that's happening around him, just like in that movie, whatchamacallit, it's called Children of Men, right? Children of Men, right? Where it's like you follow this guy, right? Where the world is basically ending, but you're not really focused on the world ending. You're focused on this one guy who is trying to basically make sure that this woman gets to a safe spot because she's the only person that gave birth in I don't know how many years, right? So
it was like 20 or something.
It works.
Yeah, but it works though. It works because it's like the societal issues is basically around him, not in front of him. If that makes any sense.
I completely agree. To your point too is that I think Edgar Wright tried to make, no spoilers of course, he tried to make the movie fun but also serious, and
that's where it's like you got to make sure that the tone, it's like there's like a balance there. It's like it can't be serious like it can be serious 2 seconds here and then funny 2 seconds there or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just being able to choose your battles.
Yeah. So again, it's one of those movies too where I think the Running Man starts off so well, starts off so strong, and then it does. Towards the end, you're like, oh, no, bring it back. It becomes like this thing where it's not. You're like, oh, you had the opening. Sorry, opening was good, but it just to your point, Moses, it became like it lost its balance. It lost its kind of like what you wanted to accomplish as a filmmaker, and tough. That's tough, whatever too. But I don't. Again, as someone who worships Edgar Wright, again, top five filmmaker for me of all time. I think he needed to just respectfully not stay in his lane in terms of like stay in your wheel. Again, try. Obviously, you can try new things. Look at Spike Lee. Look at Edgar. Look at Nolan. Look at all these filmmakers. Look at Ryan Coogler. It works. But you can't lose sight of who you are as a filmmaker. Obviously, too, again, you have your sort of DNA in all these movies. Obviously, Coogler, you see it in Creed, you see it in Sinners, you see it in Black Panther. With Nolan, you see it in Tenet, you see it in Oppenheimer, you see it in Batman Begins. You still have your DNA. Denis, you have it with Prisoners, you have it with Sicario, you have it with Rival, you have it with Blade Runner, you have it with Dune. You have your DNA still, but don't try to be something that you're not, and don't because your style might work for this. But it might not work for X, Y, and Z. Yes, I know he's a massive fan of the book, but his style of filmmaking just does not really are compatible with the IP.
Yeah, no, I definitely felt like he could have stayed in it could have been more of like like a comedic it could have been a dramedy. I feel like it could have been a dramedy. It definitely could have been a dramedy because I felt like that way with one battle after another. There's a lot of like comedy in there, but it's a very serious movie. It's a very serious movie, but there's a level of like balancing comedy and like drama, and everything. And what it is that what's his name's character, the lead character, like he was serious throughout the film.
Yeah,
he was serious like throughout the film. I mean, of course, it was serious because his fucking kid is dying, right? But like there could have been a balance there, at the same time, just agree. Like with whatchamacallit, the one after another, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, right? Like, I mean, his daughter got kidnapped. It's like, oh shit, my daughter got kidnapped, but it's like the character is comedic still though.
Yep.
And everything.
It's like a comedic character in like a kind of serious situation.
It works.
Serious situation.
And it works.
Yeah. And it works really, really well. It works. So.
And also too, we've seen Glenn Powell too much as the charming, nice guy. We see him as, in Twisters and Anyone But You and Hitman and Top Gun. Top Gun, he played a good kind of like dick, quote unquote, pretty well.
Yeah.
But he wasn't playing like and Running Man, like, he's supposed to be the most angriest guy in the world. Like, he's so vengeful, so angry. No, he's kind of playing a little too hard. You're like, no, homie, sit your ass down. Like, listen, like, again, it's like you're playing this person that I don't think you're there yet. Someone on the podcast, these guys called the Ringer, it's called the Ringerverse, called the Midnight Boys, and they were saying of like, look at McConaughey. McConaughey worked his way up from like, comedy to rom-com, and then boom, Dallas Buyers Club, boom, Interstellar. Boom, True Detective. Boom, Mud. I think Glenn Powell wasn't really there yet for Running Man. I don't think he was there. I don't think he was there for like that level yet. I think different actor, yes. Different director, probably. But Glenn Powell, again, I'm a Glenn Powell fan. I don't think he was there in his career yet to be this kind of like vengeful, very, aggressive, very like, hey, I'm a rebellious guy. Because I'm like, nah, bro, you're the guy from anyone but you. You're the guy from Hitman. You're the guy from this.
Nah, bro.
And I love the guy, but it's like you're Chad Power still to me. Like, it's you tried it. You tried it. I respect that. Real, but I don't think you were really at that level of your career to kind of shift to play this kind of like this like vengeful, rageful like contestant for this deadly competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's I know that Miami Vice movie came out. The Miami Vice movie is it's coming out probably in 2027 or 2020. I'm forgetting.
Yes, sir.
But he could have. I know he could have probably had that. He could have probably had that role with I think it's like Michael B. Jordan and
Austin Butler
now. But I literally feel like what's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell could have literally gotten that role from Austin Butler.
I thought that he did have that role for a little bit.
There was a rumor. Well, remember the rumor also was at first it was gonna be Damson Idris and Glenn Powell. That was the rumor at first too. It was gonna be those two because with Kaczynski. The rumor was that like, okay, Damson is fresh off of working with him in F1. Glenn worked with him in Top Gun. The rumor was Damson Idris and Glenn Powell. But then as time went on, it was Michael B. Jordan's getting it and Austin Butler was getting it. Which I can't. To your point, Moses, I'm with you. I can see both of them do it because you're like you're right because you could play this character very you could play it well.
Yeah.
I think Austin Butler might have the bit of the more edge to it. Because I feel like Austin Butler's been playing more serious roles now.
Yeah.
Glenn's still kind of playing the goofy, kind of like, likable, charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why that trailer for his new movie coming out this month, the A24 one, the How to Make a Killing, that looks up his wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah.
That looks up his wheelhouse. And people are saying this too. I was talking to about this. They said, this gives Edgar Wright vibes more than Running Man.
It does. It does.
Like,
I can, I can see how that. I can see how that.
I was like, this is giving more Edgar Wright vibe than Running Man.
That could be true.
And I was like, no, I see it. Even that movie Novocaine with Jack Quaid, that gave Edgar Wright vibes way.
No, that looked like
more.
An Edgar Wright superhero movie.
1,000%. 1,000%. I was watching it. I was like, wait, this is more of an Edgar Wright vibe than Running Man was. And I was like, but this movie, after I was talking to you about this, to go, well, the How to Make a Killing is more Edgar Wright vibe. And I said, you are so right. I said, you are so right about that. So, but be right, Moses. I could have seen him do Miami Vice. I think Austin Butler has him beat in the edge of playing that, like the more brooding, more, again, obviously, you see him in Caught Stealing and Bike Riders and, a few other things. And even in Dune, you see him play more of like the bad kind, more of like the douchier, more kind of like, bit more dirt on him, kind of more kind of like a, I don't know, more kind of rough and tough. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's smart. I mean,
they kind of take it there.
But look at the writing on Miami Vice. Dan Gilroy, who's a great writer, Nightcrawler, Andor, Roman J. Israel Esquire, underrated, Kong Skull Island, Born Legacy, Real Steel, great writer, and Eric Warren Singer, also a good writer from, I think he wrote American Hustle, Maverick, Only the Brave, The International. Like, again, it's like you have you want the good writing for the stars. Obviously, Michael B. Jordan is chasing a good writer. You have obviously you're cooler with I mean, hate saying that back then, but like with Chronicle had good writing. Chronicle had great writing with with what's his name, Nick? What's the writer on Landis?
Oh, Max Landis. Yeah.
Landis, writing with, obviously with, the good writing in Creed and Creed 3. And, it just, you're chasing good writing, a good script. So I think a lot of going back to Yahya, and we'll close on that, is that I think Yahya really is chasing now good writing. Again, you chose a good writer with Ambulance, with Candyman, with Nita Costa and Jordan Peele. Good writing now with that's really uncredited with Wonder Man, and now you're gonna be in a script with Tarantino. Like, and you're chasing the good, the screenplay and the screenwriter, where you're like you want to tell lines that you're proud of too, and not be like it's kind of like, I don't know, overly done or overly kind of like saturated kind of script, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
because who's doing Man on Fire? Do you know?
I don't.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I hope it's
killing.
I hope. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure.
Who?
Okay, I saw one of the Fear Street movies.
Fear Street Part
What?
1.
I saw the first one on Netflix. Yeah.
Halo. I heard Halo was kind of a mixed bag.
Man, I saw like the first episode, and I tried to watch the second one. I wasn't really in it like that.
Of Halo?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the game. Like, I played like the first and second game religiously.
Yeah, me too.
But no, I'm sorry. It was not.
Yeah, I'm looking at his like stuff here, and it's like,
not much.
What about as a producer? What does he produce? Because that's all writing stuff.
Halo, Wild
I'm still
Mill.
saying, I hope it's good, man. I hope it's good. I know it's like you can't really judge based on just like the resume that he has now, because you don't really know what he can do now. So fingers crossed that he, that he's good. Can I see the DP real quick on the show? Let's go up a little bit.
Alejandro Martinez.
Can you click on? Okay.
Stay Alive.
Oh, House of Dragon. Okay, it's gonna look good.
Fallout.
Wow.
Okay. Movie. Good show.
Wow. It's Fallout's also shot on film, by the way. It's a show that's shot on film.
Smart.
Oh wow.
Alienness, Here on Earth, Good Behavior, Patriarch, Queen of the South.
Queen of the South. Yeah, that's also really shot well too as well.
Word, Painless. Some long ass names. Yo, have you ever seen Stay Alive? This movie is a fever dream.
No.
Yes, I see that movie. That movie was wild.
It was wild, bro. This movie is strange. It's like you basically
technically a Disney movie, from what I understand.
You're right. Oh my god, Nick, you're so right.
Because I think it was Miramax, but Disney owned Miramax when they made it.
Right, dude. You're so right. Yeah, basically you play a game, but the game came to life, something like that, right? Oh man, it's been a while. Yeah, it's a very, 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 very 2000s ass movie.
No, yeah. I gotta watch that one again.
Oh my god, I forgot about that movie.
Nice.
Good TP, but all right, folks, we will end on that. Definitely watch Running Man, Wonder Man, the other man, Wonder Man. Oh my god, Running Man's fine too. Running Man, again, we're not trying to shit on it. It's still a fun movie, but I think as movie fans that we are, and we're off as Edgar Wright. Again, the quote, the sound. This wasn't his best outing. That's all we're going to say. But Wonder Man, however, you for sure need to watch. Nick, I can't wait for you to watch it and finish it.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's
finishing it.
It's great. It's really good. And like I said, I really hope Marvel kind of follows this route. Because isn't the Punisher going to be one of those kind of like one-off things too?
Yeah,
they're doing like a special presentation where it's like a 45-hour-long like segment where like it's just, and it takes it like right after Born Again and before Brand New Day.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. And apparently what's his name? John Bernthal. Apparently like I don't remember if he like solely wrote the script, or if he just like worked on the script as well. But I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. Me too. I'm a big, obviously we were a little biased. We saw him at South by, but like John Bernthal's kind of that dude. I think he's a very real, really raw actor. When you see him,
he's invited to the cookout for sure.
Oh, definitely. And I think back to like again, obviously, Daredevil, as Punisher, but also Wolf of Wall Street, Accountant, Ford vs Ferrari. I mean, again, he's one of those very kind of like Fury. Especially Fury. He's a very kind of like one of those raw, like it's Sicario too, very raw actors.
Yeah. He has an intensity about him, which is pretty cool to watch.
I gotta watch His and Her. Her's really good too. And then I'm looking forward to seeing him in Odyssey. Oh, really? Ronaldo Marcus Green is doing this one. He did
King Richard.
King Richard. Oh, dude.
Shit.
I did Bob Marley. Bob Marley was a big disappointment.
I wanted to see the Bob Marley movie too, man, because I was kind of like,
dude,
I was just like,
that was a big
Bob Marley movie. You guys say?
Yeah, that was like what not to do with a biopic. That kind of showed you like don't do this. Again, it was like you had all the makings. You had a great actor, you had a good writer, you had a great DP, you had all this stuff. Shot in Jamaica, the whole thing, whole shebang. It's basically saying it's an example of like don't do this as a biopic because it's also too kind of safe too, where it was like I don't know. I won't say anything else, but it's just like I was so hyped for this movie. I was like, hell, it's gonna be great. I walked out. I was like, no. I was like, no.
It's funny though. Like the family member of Bob Marley approved of this movie though.
You know what? As a problem, when they're too involved, they kind of like highlight what you can say and what you can't say.
I can see that.
That's a problem. Michael Jackson, I'm looking forward to, but the problem is, remember, the third act had to be reshot because, remember, they filmed things that they were legally not allowed to talk about, and the lawyers were like, "We told you don't film this," and you guys filmed it. So,
like, I was thinking about that, where it's like, okay, I feel like it's gonna, like, some stuff might be like lacking a little bit, but because it's in Fuqua's hands, so like I got faith in it.
Me too. And it's still a good writer, still a good producer, but even with, again, Bohemian Rhapsody, again, I'm not a fan of Queen as much too, but I feel like Bohemian Rhapsody was also, remember, it was under the strict umbrella of Queen. They were like, you can say this, you can't say that. You can say this, you can't say that. Obviously, Straight Outta Compton, they all were involved, but they weren't shy of kind of showing of like, yeah, Eazy-E was dealing drugs. He was a bit of an asshole. Like they didn't shy away from them kind of like saying, hey, listen, we were fucking around too, but a lot of the time when the families are involved in these biopics, it's pretty redacted. It's pretty like you can say this, can't say that. You can do this, you can't. Like, my bad, whatever. But no, with him doing this and John Bernthal's writing it, I'm looking forward to it because you guys both watched.
Who wrote it? John Bernthal's wrote this?
Yeah,
he worked on the script.
Oops, sorry, hold on.
Wow.
Let me go back. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, he wrote it.
I saw the thing. I was able to see it.
And they worked together on King Richard together. So Ronaldo Marcus Green. Who, by the way,
so Ronaldo directed the special.
Yeah. I saw an interview with him a couple years ago. He's a very likable dude. He's a very likable guy. He's a very, very sweet, very likable dude. I was a big fan of King Richard, but I was so disappointed. Also, Monsters and Men, great movie, super underrated. But Bob Marley, was like, Top Boy.
I've never seen it, but I heard great things about it.
Will in the City. Saw a few episodes. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, I heard that. That was a good one.
Good director. I thought he was a very sweet dude in the interview I saw him in. But with Bob Marley, I was like, nah, homie, this wasn't for you. Like this wasn't for you. But again, he's boys with John Bernthal's, so I feel like okay. And I think this comes out before. I assume it comes out before Brand New Day, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because I haven't heard about any release date yet. So.
Okay, real quick before we close out, was Punisher any good to watch?
Punisher, the TV show?
Yeah.
The TV show, yeah, it was good, man. It's a good, well made show. Like for how much money it had, especially coming from like from Netflix and everything like that. It was good, man. It was a good show. It wasn't like great or whatever, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I'm with.
Yeah.
No, I'm with Moses on that. Like it was solid. It was pretty good. For me personally, it kind of felt like because they introduced him in Daredevil season 2. They had him go through this. Like by the time his solo series started, it kind of felt like they had to like kind of redo the reason why he's the Punisher again. Okay. And then so for me it was just kind of like okay, it just for me personally just seemed kind of drawn out. And season 2, it was kind of like the same thing again. It just kind of felt like just have him like it felt like they had to like keep like setting it up like okay, well this is why he's a Punisher. My thing is like nah, dude, just have him be full on Punisher, and it's just like this is this criminal or this gang organization I'm trying to like infiltrate and kill or whatever. It just kind of felt like they kept trying to like set him up, but it's like bro, like each season ends with him saying like, yeah, I was meant to be the Punisher. This is why I'm the Punisher. I'm like, nah, we do that. We do that fucking in Daredevil. But like, they are good seasons. So I will admit, I will say that I think I liked season 2 more. I think I like that one Punisher? The most. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy about the Punisher for this year? Like Frank, like the Punisher has like 3. He's basically, John Bernthal is literally playing the Punisher in 3 different projects this year.
Oh, you're right. Daredevil.
That's crazy. It's like the Punisher special, and then you have Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then you have Daredevil Born Again. He's playing the Punisher in like 3 different projects.
Like, I think he is my favorite Punisher, I got to admit.
Do you think, though, that, are you guys worried, though? Because I'll be honest. I'll be very honest. I'm thinking about this. Probably watch this next. I'm probably gonna rewatch Daredevil season 1 from the Netflix season because I haven't seen 2 or 3 yet. I haven't seen Punisher or Born Again. So I was gonna rewatch Daredevil season 1. Should I watch Daredevil Netflix series first, then Punisher, then Born Again?
Yeah, watch it in order because, like it's all canon now.
Okay.
So. The Daredevil 3 seasons, and then like because Punisher like takes place like kind of I think Daredevil or Punisher is right after season 2 of Daredevil.
Okay,
and then it's like season 3 of Daredevil, and then it's like Punisher season 2.
Okay, and
then do Born Again, and then all the other stuff is just gonna kind of like fall into place after that.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, I would recommend like just kind of rewatching all of it.
Okay, I probably will. Cause a trailer got me hooked.
No, it's all fucking good. Like, there's no like bad seasons for any of those shows. But yeah,
I'll watch it. I'll rewatch them. But yeah, you're right. So okay, my question and I'll end on this is that you guys seeing more of the Punisher than I have. Are you guys worried about him being kind of nerfed for Spider-Man?
You know what? Like, not at all. If they handle him, if they handle him the same way that they did, even in Born Again, like if they just kind of do it like that, like no, I'm not worried at all. Even if it is, because obviously it's gonna be PG-13. It's just gonna be us. It's just gonna be violent, but it's not gonna be like watered down. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I got complete faith.
Okay, because my thing, obviously with 2 is that like, I'm very big on like don't nerf a character, like don't nerf like Deadpool, don't like PG him, don't Disneyfy him, don't.
I mean, no. So the thing is that he's going to be doing what the Punisher does, but I think that when it comes to like him killing people or whatever, they probably won't show blood. That's it. Yeah. That is it. The number one thing when it comes down to making a PG-13 movie, PG-13, is that you don't show
blood.
Blood, basically. Lots of blood. That's it. You can take somebody out, blah, 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 but just showing actual, a lot of blood, that basically turns your PG-13 movie into a rated R movie.
Gotcha.
That Spider-Man suit goes hard.
I
but
can't
who's giving Punisher a fade?
Is that Marvel Barber, man? That money, man.
Right.
They got that money, bro. I'll tell you what, too, is that good for John Berthnall, man. Bro, he's gonna have 2 back-to-back movies this summer. You got Spider-Man, The Odyssey in the same month. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
That's insane.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm excited for all of this.
I can't wait. All right. But on that note, folks, we will end on that. But of course, before we go, if you're new to the show, we do a thing here called our one-on-ones. We give you 1 TV show recommendation and 1 film recommendation. Nick, for starting with you, what are your one-on-ones of this week?
So for my TV show recommendation, me and my wife, we just started watching The Vampire Diaries. And like, I'm not gonna lie, when this show was on, when it was actually airing on TV, I did not give a quarter of a fuck about it. It really just seemed like it was like a Twilight like rip-up, basically. I'm like, I don't give a damn about this shit because I was like exclusively watching, Smallville and Supernatural, but
right.
And it just seemed derivative. But we just finished season 1. We're in episode 2, season 2 right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like dead ass, I'm actually fucking with this show. Like I'm genuinely like, nah, this show fucking goes, man. I'm much enjoying it, and just like it's like not even just the storytelling, but just the lore of like all of the characters, the history, and all that kind of shit. It's intriguing than I thought. Like I like certain characters a lot more than I had even anticipated, and it's 9. I think it's 9 seasons. I'm really looking forward to finishing it.
Okay.
And so that was the show. For my movie, just because we were like talking about, well, actually no, I was gonna do a Punisher movie, but I feel like that's too easy. I'm gonna keep it on brand with the vampires. I gotta go with the 1998 Wesley Snipes Blade movie.
There you go.
I think that's like the most iconic Wesley Snipes role. You feel me? Like that movie, it's like just rated R, like LA vampires, man. I like just how like fucking like gruesome and just how like vicious they are. Like I like that Wesley Snipes is kind of just like this almost loner, brooding type of character. He looks cool, man. The fucking like leather jacket in the middle of the daylight, man. Fucking sunglasses, daytime and nighttime. Like he's just such a fucking badass, bro. And he kind of like started the whole like Marvel thing. Like there wouldn't be a Spider-Man trilogy. There wouldn't be X-Men movies. Nope. No MCU without Wesley Snipes' Blade. And it's funny too because he initially was trying to make a Black Panther movie, but it didn't work out. And then he ended up, making the Blade trilogy. But bro, like like the 98, and that was the year I was born too. So maybe that's why I fuck with it so much.
There you go.
The 98, the first Blade movie. That's my favorite one. Like the second one is pretty cool. Third one is the fun, but it's the weakest. And this isn't a spoiler, but like this scene right here that she got pulled up, it originally ended with her being like, "Hey, who was that?" And it was this dude like on the rooftop, on one of the other roofs. His face was covered, and he had like he had like long hair that was like blowing in the wind, but like dead ass. They were trying to say that was originally supposed to be Mobius, the Jared Leto vampire movie. So like the original Blade Part 2 was gonna be like him versus Mobius, or him like working with his or Morbius. Either way, like, it was gonna be that Marvel vampire character, but they didn't have the rights to it, so that's why they kind of went a different route. But man, nah, like
that's crazy.
Would have been better.
It's like you said in Deadpool. There's only been one Blade. There's only ever gonna be one Blade. It's like that's fucking real. They making that Mahershala Ali movie.
Which so is like I think I'm gonna be like frustrated with Marvel forever with that movie, bro.
Because it's like, why did you announce it and y'all just couldn't figure it the fuck out?
How do you not know how to make a Blade movie? How do you not know how to make a Blade movie? I feel like that is like the easiest like Marvel movie to like make. Like that is like the easiest Marvel movie to make.
That kills vampires, bro.
Bro, I know.
It's like just have him kill vampires, bro. That is it. It's like put him in any time in the freaking like universe. Put him in the past. Put him in the freaking future. Put him in the present. Doesn't matter.
Because you could do
kills
it
vampires,
like
bro.
Exactly. You could do, and bear with me for what I'm about to say. You could do it like how you did Wonder Man, in that it exists in this larger MCU universe, but it's just a standalone thing. But because he's more of like an action type hero, like you could have him cross over at some point. Fucking Marvel special presentation.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they could have this. I feel like Blade could have made, you know, like so much bank. You know,
we talked about this last time. Chaz Stahelski, who did the John Wick movie, said, "I want to do Blade." He put that in the universe, bro. He said, "I want to do Blade." This motherfucker, bro, said on a podcast, he said, "I will do Blade." He put it out. Oh,
you give him a Blade movie, or you give it to Coogler, because clearly he can do vampires.
Coogler did that too. Coogler.
I personally would have given it to Coogler. Yeah. I would give it to him, but it's like I don't. It's like Coogler is doing like too many things already. You know what I mean?
But Coogler, he took most of that production from.
No, he did. Yeah.
Rightfully, hey man, do what you gotta do, man. It's smart man.
He took costumes. He took all the costumes and everything like that. The production because they weren't using it anymore. But dude, I would too. It's crazy to me, bro. It's
dude,
like, how do you
could have. You had Chad Stahelski on every podcast after John Wick 4 saying, "I will do Blade, I will do Blade, I will do Blade." He put out on the open on almost every fucking podcast. He would do it. He would have put Highlander on pause for Blade. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I am excited for Highlander just because it's got my man Henry Cavill in it.
Bro, the thing about a John Wick level Highlander with Henry Cavill, say less. I love in Deadpool Wolverine when he said that in Blade, and then he looks at the camera like this. He looks at the camera like, the eyebrows. Wait, you telling me that's more iconic than Wesley Snipes' Blade is more iconic than the crying meme? This is an iconic meme right here. Fraudulent nationalities.
It be like that sometimes.
It's so iconic. But now I'm with you, Moses. You had all these directors say they'll do it.
There really is only gonna be one Blade. They didn't reboot it and remade all the other fucking characters.
Dude.
Oh, dude.
He said he'll do. I just like. Oh my god, bro.
Y'all motherfuckers are slacking, but yeah, that's it for me. Just Blade and Vampire Diaries.
All right, Moses. Floor is yours, my friend.
I would say I would say to go watch the movie The Life of Chuck. It's a movie that came out last year.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I recently watched it. I think 2 weeks ago. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a really really good movie. It's very much a movie that that's basically starts in the third act, right? But kind of goes backwards all the way into the first act.
I like that.
So it's very non-linear-esque and everything, but just starting from the finishing line and going back to the starting line. And you kind of just like follow this world, of not only the main character, but also the people that are also living in this, in that world too as well. Because, the that's not really a spoiler, but it's you follow this people when the world is essentially like kind of ending. It's not an apocalypse, it's not really an apocalypse movie or whatever it is or anything crazy. No buildings fall off or whatever it is, but it's very much the humane part of of the world ending or whatever. They don't really specify like how it does end, but they just let you kind of follow these characters and also, what's his name? Tom Hiddleston's character throughout the film. And yeah, man, it's just, a few times, I shed a tear here and there or whatever, but it's a good movie, man. It's a good movie. It's very well made. And it's shot really, really well too as well. It's shot really well. And yeah. Yeah, I had a good time. I have nothing crazy to say about it other than I enjoyed it. So, but yeah. My other 101 is what shows have I been watching? Um, I would say I would. I feel like I already said that before already. Uh, what shows have I been watching? Oh, Wonder Man.
No, that's a cop out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not mad at it.
I know that's a cheat. I know it's a cheat, but go watch Wonder Man. I had a good time watching this show. It was fantastic. You know, it was wonderful. You know?
Yeah.
But if you like, feel good sort of like TV shows and everything like that, I think you will enjoy this. You enjoy this. You enjoy this show. If you're like, man, I want to switch it up with Marvel and everything like that, and see what else they got in their plate. This also is, can fit really, really well on your new plate and everything. It's a great show. And if you're like, man, I'm tired of superhero movies, or whatever, it's like, well, you can watch Wonder Man because it's not a superhero movie. It's about a show about a person wanting to be a superhero in a movie, So yeah, it's fun, and I think you have a really, really good time watching it. So yeah, and it's an easy binge too as well.
Very easy, man. Also, good soundtrack too. Had a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
oh, really? Okay,
good soundtrack.
I do like a good soundtrack.
Good soundtrack. It was had this very kind of cool cowboy theme. I mean, I'm not a fan of cowboys, the kind of that era, but like had a really kind of like a lone wolf cowboy theme to it too.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
But yeah, those are my 101s. Yeah.
All right, so I teased mine at the beginning. I'm gonna go for my movie is Crazy Stupid Love. I think. Yeah. I've been, obviously because it's Valentine's Day now, and it's like the month of love, whatever. But I don't feel like we've gotten like really the rom-com is kind of like dying away for us, at least for our generation at least. And I think back to the few ones of Anyone But You, The Photograph with Lakeith and Issa Rae, Crazy Stupid Love. It's like we haven't got the rom-com in a long time. I feel like for us at least, for our generation, for like the movie. Again, back in the day when you had all the '90s ones, the 2000s one, you had stuff like The Best Man. You had stuff like the whole McConaughey one, the Jennifer Lopez one.
There were so many rom-coms back then, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a lot, bro.
It's a dying genre, unfortunately. And I thought that definitely Anyone But You brought it back a little bit with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. It was kind of like at the time, like, oh, bringing it back, whatever. Again, and remember they're all lower budget movies too. They're not expensive, whatever. I know there's one coming out next month or month after with oh my god, what's Homegirl's name from? She was Little Mermaid.
Hailey Bailey.
Hailey Bailey.
Yeah.
It's him and also my man from Bridgerton.
You're talking about Regé-Jean Page?
Yes, him. Yeah. So like that's coming to theaters. It's a Will Packer produced.
You, Me, and
Tusani.
Yeah, I think that's what it's pronounced. Yeah, I could be completely wrong.
Tusani. Yeah. So. That's coming back, again. Yeah. And Will Packer, very, great producer. He's kind of known for making, really, these kind of like modern day rom-coms too. So hey, we're seeing them come back slowly and surely.
Slowly, there's also Materialist too as well, but that was more of a dramedy.
Yeah, because I almost spoke Materialist, but that twist in the middle took a turn where I was like. I kind of felt like sad watching it. Where I was like, It was definitely a dramedy, man. Because it was it was not comedic at all. There might have been some parts here and there, but it's like it was like so serious. The turn in the middle with the clients, I was like. I sat back and I was like, damn, I kind of feel depressed. I was like, oh man, I was like, shit. So, but you're right. No, but the trailers make it look like a rom-com, but it's not a rom-com. It's more like a comedy with humor placed in it.
Yeah.
But
they also have this other movie with the drama. Not really sure if that's a comedy or not.
I've heard it's pretty dark. I heard it's pretty dark.
Really?
So I'm like, what are we doing, you guys? Put some comedy in this, please. Like, bring it back. But Crazy Stupid Love, to me, I remember it came out. I think we were in like middle school when this came out, and I thought it was hilarious then. And I rewatching it the other day. It's really funny. It's really funny. Ryan Gosling, who as my boy, like he can do comedy, he can do action, he can do sci-fi very well. And really, him and Steve Carell play so well off each other in this. It just works. It's really funny. I mean, it's definitely like I feel like it is a bit of a time capsule of like of the smartphones of the time and the stores that you see, whatever. It's very the texting on actual keyboard phones, whatever. It's very like 2000s, 2010s. But it still holds up, for the most part. It's all about finding love and discovering who you are post divorce, post breakup, whatever. Finding your. It's I feel like it's a good rom-com for the guys and the girls, and
it really is. Yeah,
it works. Sometimes rom-coms are more catered to the female demographic audience, which I get it worse. But it's I feel like this movie and that movie with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, that guy from called The Awkward Moment. That was a rom-com for the dudes.
I remember that one.
Yeah,
but Crazy Stupid Love works really well on both for the guys and the gals, and it's just funny. It's really funny. Obviously, if you haven't seen it before, there's a great reveal midway through that. When I first saw it, I was like, oh wait, whoa, what?
That shit fucking killed me.
There's a lot of good reveals. This scene at the school, I don't want to say anything, but it's really one of those rare kind of like studio rom-coms that holds up very well. But at the time, it also showed Ryan Gosling's comedic chops, like from this to Barbie to Nice Guys. Dude's really funny. He's a really good comedic actor, but because he's not trying to be funny, he's kind of very charismatic guy or whatever. But him and Steve Carell work so well together. This scene is hilarious. I don't know. It's one of those. I think people our age love this movie a lot because when it came out, we were kind of at that right age of like discovering movies like this. And time this is like post Office Steve Carell. This is kind of like really on the rise of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. I don't know. It works. It works. Great cast. And it's I don't know. It's relatable at times, but also too it's a little too like. It's like that's insane, but you can still laugh. You can still laugh at how like absurd it is at times. But again, has a lot of heart. And I don't know. Watching the other day, I was like, man, this movie holds up very, very well. And I was laughing out loud still, like 15 years later. And I don't know. It's one of those rare rom-coms that have aged well. I would say that has aged well. That kind of will stick around for a little bit. So. I think it's on Netflix Netflix.
That's where I saw it last.
It's so funny. It's really funny. And Steve Carell, we all know, comedy genius. But it's fun seeing him kind of play this kind of like person, kind of like finding his manhood again and whatever too. But it works. It's really funny too. The supporting cast is funny. With Kevin Bacon's funny and Julianne Moore is funny. Marissa Tomei, of course, is really funny. I don't know. It just works. So that's my movie. And for my show, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because it's not on the air anymore. But it's on there. But like, I think you can still find it. It's mighty hard to find. And it's a talk show, and that's DJ Samaro. Remember this? Remember the show? These guys are hilarious.
I don't think I've seen.
I remember. What happens to their show? Is it?
They had a massive falling out. They had a really massive falling out, and
that'll do it.
I seen both sides. One took offense to the business deal. Other one wanted to do something differently. But I remember watching them a lot during COVID with my mom, and we were just laughing because. You know what? I feel like a lot of talk shows, they're very polished, they're very scripted, they're very like overproduced. These guys were just so funny, so quick. They had great guests on, and the energy was very, very positive. And I don't know, just watching them, like, it was just because they're very quick. They were very funny. And they have one of the best Jimmy Fallon episodes because they're playing like charades, right? Whatever, or playing whatever game it was, right? And the one of them goes, "All right, she had a long back." He goes, "Taylor Swift," and it was Taylor Swift. And it was just, their chemistry was very elite and very funny, and it was very witty. They were on Showtime, and I think they had like not censored, but things you can watch on the PG-13 version, the TVMA whatever version. But these dudes were just so funny, very New York. They are like the epitome of New Yorkers. But they were just funny, and they had good energy, they had good vibes, and they'll have anyone on, from actors, sports, politicians, whatever, athletes. But they were just themselves. They were themselves, and they weren't like trying to like be a Fallon or Conan or Arsenio Hall. Like they were just them. Like they were just them, and they were just funny. They were just funny guys, and their chemistry was just really special and very unique. And they were quick. I think about talk shows. I think to me, Conan's the best one if you ask me. Because Conan's very quick and very on his feet, very clever, very quippy. And these guys were just so unapologetic themselves in New York, where it just worked. It just worked. So I go back, if you watch it, I think it's on Hulu. No, you need Paramount Plus and Showtime. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like they had Denzel on, they had Tom Holland on. They had everyone on. Michelle Yeoh. They had everyone on. John Berthno, Earl Sweatshirt. Like they had everyone on. Derek Jeter. Like it was just they had everyone on, but they were like they asked good questions. They made their guests kind of pop and it was just fun to watch. It was fun to watch. Okay. I feel like nowadays talk shows are just very like, I don't know, they're very stale, they're very stagnant, they're very kind of
formulaic, huh?
So formulaic. But these guys were just funny. They were just so funny. And again, I think about like chemistry is everything in terms of like, what we do, of course, and friendships and business stuff. And these guys had the best chemistry. And it's sad to hear they had a massive falling out about business, whatever. But if you go back and watch their show, you can't deny how they had magic. They had magic with their talk show, and it was just funny. And it was so funny because they were just real, and they made it themselves, and they were just authentic. And I love authentic, people in shows and movies, whatever too. So. Worth going back and watching because they were really funny, and again, just asking good questions. Because I feel like I think we've all seen interviews and stuff and talk shows where like you could tell like they didn't do their homework, or like, oh, like, so how was this, whatever, like, asking most generic kind of surface level questions. These guys made things more fun and more interesting and ask good questions too. So I really appreciate that too. So yeah, definitely watch Crazy Stupid Love. It's Valentine's Day. It's love season, but also too. Check out their show on Paramount Plus and Showtime. Deezus and Mero, funny guys, still working today, on their own terms, but their chemistry was just very, very special. So worth checking out. But in that,
I'm with it.
It's great. It's a great show. All right, folks. Nick, where can a lovely audience find you at home on social media?
You can find me right here at the Genre of Your Life podcast. You can find me on Instagram at AhmadJohnson98, and of course, as always, in your hearts.
Nicely done. Moses?
Yeah. You can find me at MosesLawi _ on Instagram. And you can find me at my website directed by MosesLawi.org. And you can find me here always at the Genre of Your Life podcast. You can never miss me here.
Hell yeah.
All righty. You can find me, surprisingly, also right here, with these amazing guys. So, Moses, can you believe it, brother? Can you believe it, bro? Can you believe, bro? Moses, can you believe the hype, my friend? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? No, I am so honored to host this podcast with two of my favorite people in the world, two of my best friends, and like I said, talk about chemistry and everything. These two guys have been a big part of my life the past 10 years, and I can't do the show without them whatsoever. So they're the heart and soul of the show. So again, I'm so honored to host the show with these guys. It means from the bottom of my heart. But you can find me, of course, on Instagram, of course, at my personal page at The Young Jones, Twitter or X at Capri Sun. Again, find our socials, all one word. Midway Avenue Productions on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Again, Nick's amazing wife, Kaylin's been doing some amazing work for us on YouTube with our SEO and our thumbnails and our revamping. So please check out the amazing work she's been doing on our YouTube channel. Again, a lot more things to cover for you all. The year is still very young. A lot more movies and screenings, of course, to cover for you all, and reviews and reactions, stuff like that. So again, go to our Linktree as well. It's amazing work. Both they're amazing short films. They're both articles. They're websites. We have a lot of cool things on our Linktree, so don't be shy. Check it out. Give them some love. But more importantly, everyone, hope you have an amazing weekend. Stay well. Stay safe. Be positive. Be the reason why good people are in this world, and you aspire to be good every day. With nowadays, everything going on in the world right now, it's important to be positive, kind, and just having a good heart. But more importantly, as always, we will see you guys at the movies.